Welcome. We're back with another live show. For me, it's the second one on this channel in 2 days. I was here yesterday. Did any of you guys watch me yesterday?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Who else would I be asking?
Well, the potential listener. I don't know. Maybe you want like
How
someone like watching this.
How are they going to respond?
There's a lot of ways to respond. They could message you on Twitter.
They could
DM you. They could do a lot of things. I did not, unfortunately. But you know what? Maybe I should.
Sorry.
You want me to just watch it right now?
No.
I can check it out.
It was good. I had a good time. It was I haven't done a solo stream in a really long time.
I was curious.
Tyler.
It's interesting. I actually recently picked up an opportunity with 4-4 football. I'm going to be doing
that. Yeah, talk about that for a sec.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing live streams with them every Thursday night. Like it's like from about 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern kind of thing.
So
just
during Thursday night football.
So during and kind of after if it ends on time. So kind of like a Thursday night football hangout. It'll be like answering questions, talk about Thursday night, and talk about things for the upcoming week. It'll be it's really just a casual hangout kind of show. And I'm hosting all by myself. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I did my own podcast where I hosted by myself for like nearly 2 years. So I'm fine with it, but I haven't done it. So it'll be interesting. It'll be super fun.
I used to listen to your solo pod.
It's a stream.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different than the podcast, right?
A
little bit.
I mean, I'd always treated my podcast recordings like they were live. I never edited. I never edited audio. I never cut things out. I never did that. Unless there was like a malfunction on my microphone, I never cut things or did that stuff in that nature. I just never did it. I just always treated like it's live and like it's real you, Hutch. You're posting real you. You're not posting fake you where everything's edited and perfect and it sounds great and there's no stuttering. You're posting real you.
You're always.
I've never edited. I don't know how to use video editing software.
I mean, I never posted my podcast as a video, so if I did, I would always use it. I don't
know how to use audio editing software. So I don't know how to do that.
I think I remember the first time I was on the show with Tyler. I was stuttering all over the place. I was struggling with transitions.
You were a mess that day.
It was last minute. It was like 20 minutes.
It was last minute, and it was the last show ever of that show.
And I just was like, you need to cut this out. I feel like I badmouthed someone.
And I said no, right?
You said yes and then didn't do it.
That's even better.
I said, yeah, I'll cut it out. Then I posted it.
Yeah. It was fine.
They
unfollowed and blocked me on Twitter. It's all good.
Oh, did they really?
I don't know. For the sake of comedy, yes, they did.
I remember.
I was actually offended yesterday that I was driving to Grand Rapids and I saw the live notification. I was like, Tyler didn't ask me to jump on, ask Tyler with him and read the questions for him.
I didn't ask anyone.
I know.
Yeah, what the hell?
But that was my first reaction to it. I was like, okay.
I got to tell you, that show had more live viewers than any show that we've had in a long time. So
people just want some Tyler personal time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I promise. I didn't take off my clothes or anything. That would have had many more viewers. People were very interested. I always hear demand.
You sure about that?
I have no. You have no idea. You have no idea. There's things happen.
People want fantasy advice while looking at a man naked. It's just sure.
Yeah, I've had people DM me and only.
I do have a story about that.
I've had two DMs for an OnlyFans.
I can't tell that story on the show. I can't tell that story on the show, but I'll just say that there was a message sent to me of interesting nature on a platform I didn't expect, asking me a fantasy football question. So it's someone who recognized me. So we'll just say that.
What?
And leave it there. It's a long story. We can tell it later. Yeah, if you sign up to the $50 tier of my Patreon,
that's what you get in the
I'll tell you the story. The $50 tier, I'll tell you all the stories of Tyler's dating life.
Experts. Was that on LinkedIn?
Okay.
They found you on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I don't have a LinkedIn.
Now I see how this goes.
I don't have it. Now it makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
I saw your post on Twitter. You can see that I don't want to talk about things. I have many things on the show sheet, but I want to talk about, that. How do I take that away?
Sorry, I was just trying to throw something up there so we had something there.
Something to throw up. There's actual.
It's okay. Everything is wonderful.
Yeah, check out the Patreon.
What else was I gonna say? Hutch, things are going very well. I saw your post on Twitter. Everything's like roses for you. 4 for 4.
Everything is going great. What are you mentioning specifically? I had a few things.
Well, 4 for 4. You also had a whole thread about
a few things.
Twitter about your new relationship. I just wanted to congratulate you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I had the last 6-7 months has been crazy for me. Like I went through a breakup and it was really bad. It was a bad one, man. I got lied to hardcore. But a bunch of months later, I actually met this girl and we've been dating for a little bit. And
I love that for you.
It's been fantastic.
I saw the thread. It was very sweet. Oh, I was having a bad day that day, so it was kind of like.
Oh,
nice.
Jason Moore liked that post.
Really?
Oh. He never he followed me a couple months ago, and he's never liked any of my tweets, but he liked that one. And I was like, oh,
He still doesn't follow me.
He followed me because I tweeted something about toilet paper being on the wrong side, and he liked that.
Oh, someone who did like an under.
Yeah, because that was the Tyler football.
That
was when Tyler football and Locke attacked me, and then Jason Moore found all that, and then he followed me through.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're here, make sure to. If you're still here after this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell. Sign up for the Patreon. It's very important. I will be answering questions this year on X. I will be answering them at my earliest convenience. At my earliest convenience, I'll be answering them. And in the matter of my choosing, which will be very slow and will occur when I feel like it. So not very often. So if you want those start-sit rankings that are already done, they were done on the Patreon on Sunday. They were already done. You're going to have to sign up to the Patreon. I'm going to do my best on X, and by that I mean I'm not going to. But I'm going to answer some questions. The ones that I feel like it, I'm going to cherry pick on X. I'm going to answer the questions that I think are, put it this way. If it's a really good question, if it's really close, I'm probably going to answer it. If it's a really bad question, I might answer it. Those ones where it's kind of obvious, but there's no funny tweet there, those might get skipped. So, I got to have something to do with it there. So, yeah, just sign up for the Patreon. There's also a Venmo offer. It's on my thing. It's $20 for the whole season. You can get the spreadsheet every week, and then you don't have to ask. So, many ways to do that.
What do you get on the spreadsheet?
What do you get?
I'm thinking about.
Well,
Venmo.
you get the start-sit rankings every week, and then in addition to that, I mean, you also get the Dynasty ranks if you're interested in that at the same time.
Okay.
Most people who buy it in season that's just an ancillary benefit for them. But if you want that, then it's there. So something extra just in case.
Okay, cool.
Right. So we have 2 intro segments today. So it's great. Everything is started. We have the fantasy football season hasn't even started, and Cooper Kupp is already injured again.
So
isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just a great way to start everything off?
We love that. We love it.
Do we?
No, we don't love it. I got Cooper Kupp in a couple dynasty leagues. I don't like this.
I don't.
I have no shares of Cooper Kupp anywhere. I don't either. I don't have one share of Cooper Kupp.
I don't either. It's
even
just
before
because it's because in Dynasty, when old players like that, I almost never have. And in redraft, I had Lamb and Tyreek Hill ahead of him, so I had no Kupp anymore.
I don't have him in redraft, but in Dynasty, I had 2 competing leagues that look so sexy with Cooper Kupp.
They look a lot less sexy without him.
It looks a lot less sexy without him. I mean, Cooper Kupp's a good-looking guy, He's got that blonde locks. Wow.
I mean, I like his look.
Yeah, he's got a good look. He's a good look.
There's a reason him and Matthew Stafford are getting breakfast every day. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think they're having for breakfast?
Overnight oats.
Overnight oats.
Overnight oats. That's probably it. I mean, it's
Patrick.
I'm so crazy, ridiculous.
I'm so excited that
it's probably not like
donuts
and coffee.
Okay.
No.
Am I allowed to do I have to start the best possible lineup in the league that you commish, or can I put in bad players?
Oh my God.
You need to start. So this league
it's an important question that people want to know.
It's an important question. I believe it is you must start active players. You need to be able to rationalize the decision.
Okay. Well, don't worry. I'm very
rational. Your team is there. But also to also avoid that, we also have what we call the Tuesday switch. So for those of you who have never heard of this, Tuesday switch.
Very interesting. This is interesting. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. The Tuesday switch is where Tuesday morning after Monday Night Football ends, before your league calculates official winners, your commissioner will go through and best ball one player from your bench to your starting lineup and remove potentially the lowest scoring player and replace them. So say you started you 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Your running back 1 has a really bad week. Gets injured in the first quarter. Dalvin Cook takes a shot to his shoulder, fumbles, does the whole thing.
Don't speak.
Dalvin Cook was your running back 1. You're not winning it.
Yeah. you look down to the roster. You take the highest scoring player that can fit there, and you replace them. As simple as that. You can't if someone's in the if someone's in the flex.
That's interesting.
Has a really good week. You can't
put them into your running back spot.
Your running back and move the running back.
It
and
has to be in that position. Button you could click. You have to be able to move
one move.
One move. Yeah.
And you can do that once every week. Every
commissioner goes through and automatically does it for one.
Commissioner goes through
for one player on your team.
I've never heard of that. I actually think that's very interesting. I don't know how that would really affect my strategy. In case you couldn't tell by the tenor of my question, I inherited a horrific orphan, and I know good players from that team.
I think it would change the strategy because you'd be more willing to start more risky players every week, like players that you think have a lot of upside or also a lot of downside. You'd be willing to start those players more often because if they bust, you can just move them out.
But at the same time, if they're on your bench, you get to put them in.
It covers a wide range of options, whether it be you're choosing between 2 close players, or you're running into the fact that you have 50 leagues to manage, and a player gets an out designation very late, and you just miss it.
I've been there before.
The number of times it catches someone that's out is quite often, and not because any of the managers are bad in the league. It's just a matter of that league is a lower priority for a lot of analysts in terms of making sure start sit is immediately done.
I can't wait for when I don't do content anymore. I can actually focus on playing leagues. You think I'm a monster now.
Just endless time.
If I had more time.
Give me that 3rd round pick
But that's already how it is.
Yeah.
I was busy. I was busy with dealing with Rico Dowdle and Kyron Williams this week.
Trying to get what you can.
I had many things to do. All right. Did we even talk about Cooper Kupp, or did I just decide that I didn't feel it?
I think we did.
We talked about how good looking he was and him.
Where would you draft him?
In a redraft league?
Let's say your draft was tomorrow. Your redraft was tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had a draft tonight, actually.
And
I didn't end up getting him. I don't remember. I think he went very late in the 2nd round. And man, it's just tough because an injury like his seems like it's one that lingers. I mean, we just saw him have a setback. Why not? Why can't another happen? Why can't a re-injury happen and just derail his season even more? I'd be scared taking him in the 2nd round, but I'm going to say 3rd. I'm going to say 3rd round. I'd go Cooper Kupp.
I have him at wide receiver 14.
Yeah, that's around the 3rd round.
Yeah, I was looking at my rankings here. Like Chris Olave, I'd rather have over him. Jalen Waddle, I'd rather have over him.
I think I have at wide receiver.
I'd rather have over him. So we're kind of in that range. So yeah, I think 3rd round's probably where it feels right.
I think I'm just staying away. Like there's other players
I want
there.
to as well.
The red flag of Matt Stafford returning from injury and from a hurt neck and back after having already previously hurt his back and neck before. And I'm really nervous about just Stafford in general. I don't know if he makes it through half the season. And
I hope he makes it through half the season.
Me too, but we'll see what actually ends up happening. His body's got to actually stick around.
Through it.
And that by itself wasn't enough of a red flag for me to have Cooper Kupp lower in my rankings than
why I had Cooper Kupp lower as well
before this hamstring injury ever happened.
It's why I had Cooper Kupp lower as well. Cooper Kupp is great, but I don't think that Cooper Kupp was not a top 5 wide receiver without Matthew Stafford before. He wasn't. He was more.
He was one year.
He did have that 1 year where he was just insane.
He was like the. But
that was the year Jared Goff played well.
Yeah.
Stetson Bennett.
He's playing well again.
Stetson Bennett's not going to be that.
No.
I mean, if I told you Matthew Stafford didn't exist, I don't think Cooper Kupp is a wide receiver 1.
Well, I mean, obviously it depends who the quarterback is instead of
Matthew Stafford. We know
if the Rams backup, then I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you completely.
Cooper Kupp's a wide receiver 1 then. So part of the reason I had him low because the downside risk is very high. Whereas like some of the other guys that, we know that CeeDee Lamb could still produce with Cooper Rush. Maybe not with Trey Lance. But Trey Lance wouldn't be going in. I don't know. Van Jefferson, I've heard a lot of people are hyping him, and Puka Nacua, people are interested. Even Tutu Atwell.
No.
You're not interested in Tutu Atwell? I can't interest you? You're not going to start him week 1?
I'm pretty sure I weigh.
Saying,
I think I weigh more than him.
Me?
No, I think I do.
I don't think I do.
I'm pretty sure I do. How much?
I'm like 152 pounds.
Yeah, I'm like 151 right now.
Oh, so then you don't weigh more.
I've been lifting a lot this year, and I've been putting on a lot of muscle mass.
Oh, wow. I'm retired from working out. I just like to sunbathe now.
No, I'm close.
Ever since I watched the Barbie movie.
Close.
All I want to do is beach.
I would say what's your Ken attribute?
Yeah.
My Ken attribute?
Ken attribute.
I like to beach.
That sums you up, Tyler.
No, it was a very, very good movie. One of my favorites.
It's funny.
I really wanted to say.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Van Jefferson. Some people say that he should be started week 1.
I would ask, who's your other option?
Yeah, I feel like in week 1 you're not going to need Van Jefferson. As we get more into the season, you're probably gonna be like, okay, adding waiver guys to start or like this deep bench player to start.
In redraft, you never would, but in Dynasty, you can get into that situation where you didn't have a lot of
Dynasty week 1, you might get in that situation
because in redraft the benches are so large or like so small, and the draft was so recent that you're not going to have to start Van Jefferson unless it's like a 16-team league.
Unless you drafted Travis Kelce, Jonathan Taylor, and Cooper Kupp on the same team, which is impossible.
Yeah.
But if your dynasty team is lacking that much depth that you're having to start Jefferson because Cooper Kupp went out,
you should not be winning.
Then it's probably a good thing for your team to be losing these games.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's fair. Yeah. The week 1 is just not a place where you're starting these sleeper players. Usually.
I'm very comfortable starting Tyler Higbee though.
Oh yeah,
I have Tyler Higbee at tight end 9.
Yeah, Tyler Higbee's great.
Very comfortable.
10 catches, 74 yards.
Seattle doesn't scare me. I'm not scared of Seattle.
No, not at all.
I had a tight end 8 this week 1.
That's good.
Yeah, I have Ingram at 8 and Higbee at 9.
Yeah, I had a question recently. Someone DM'd me. It was like the first ever start sit question I ever got this year. It was fun. It was a DM. It was Dalton Cade, Sam Laporta, or Tyler Higbee, and it was just like it was Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, I'll take Tyler Higbee.
It was Higbee all the way. There's just so much volume ready to go his way.
Especially in PPR.
I'm definitely not going to be with the market on Dalton Kincaid. I have him at 12. PCR has him at 19,
Dynasty, I'm fine. Dynasty, he's fine to me. But in redraft, it's no. Yeah, Dynasty is like my tight end 6 right now, I believe.
Yeah, it's something
right there.
What do we do with Travis Kelce? That's segment 2. Segment 2. What about this? This happened today. Yeah.
If he starts, you play him. If he sits, then You don't play him. You don't play a Chiefs tight end. But the receiving room is going to have a lot of opportunity.
I got a lot of dumb questions today. Here are some of the dumb questions I received. First, we have the person. Well, this is why I say
Travis Kelce or Tyler Higbee.
No, this is why I say if you ask something dumb on Twitter, it's more likely to catch my attention.
Oh no!
You want to get answered.
Someone's about to get.
Not ask me. They already did it. Not ask me. They did it already, and they were asking how they did.
Oh no! It was a trade.
They dropped Tyler Higbee for Noah Gray.
No,
I don't think that was so good. That wasn't so good. Next question. What about this one? What do we think of this? Another one. Because Travis Kelce is out, I think I should start Kadarius Toney over Miles Sanders. What about that one? How about that?
Healthy?
No, Kadarius Toney isn't even healthy. He's limited in practice. He's not even healthy.
He's not healthy. And then another one. Should I go with there was another one.
Kadarius Toney.
Should I go with Noah Gray or David Njoku this week?
Oh my god. No.
And then another. There was more.
Questions. No.
Because Travis Kelce isn't playing, should I consider sitting Patrick Mahomes this week?
Oh, yep.
So it's that time of year.
There are a lot of good quarterbacks with great matchups this week.
I will warn you. I will warn you. If you ask me a stupid question on Twitter, I'll probably roast you. It isn't personal. It's for content. It's not personal. It's not out of malice. It's not because I don't like you. But at the end of the day, you're asking me to help you for free. So I might roast you. Sorry. I get burnt. I've gotten November 2020, November 2021, November 2022. What do those three things all have in common? Oh, you guys don't know? I'll enlighten you in the audience. Those are when I had a breakdown from being exhausted from doing Twitter. Every year, the same thing has happened. 3 years in a row. 3 breakdowns. Because it's just, I don't get enough back. I'll just be honest. I don't get enough back. Not enough people watch the show and not enough people sign up for the Patreon for the number of questions that I answer. I don't get enough back. So we're going to do things a little differently this year. It's going to be more about content and less about just the sheer volume of questions, because I can't do it again because I'm not going to survive breaking down a fourth time. So, like I said,
third time's the charm.
If I roast you, it wasn't personal, unless it was, and then you were probably blocked already. But you'll know.
I have some weeks. I have some like this. I had some weeks last year. Like honestly, even though I don't get like anything like monetary or anything like back, I love answering questions on Twitter. I really do, and I try to like.
There's no matter a point.
Obviously to a point. You know.
The problem is that I get too many questions.
Yes, you get a lot.
To answer,
you get a lot more than I do.
And people, when I don't respond in a timely fashion for free, get mad because I didn't respond to their question for free at their convenience. And that pisses me off because I don't owe them anything. So, at the end of the day, I feel like I've been a little too selfless during the season the last 3 years. So I'm going to try to have a little more balance of content and being helpful, more toward content than I've done in the past. But we'll see. We'll see. Where were we? Don't cut Tyler Higbee for Noah Gray.
Don't. I wouldn't even consider starting a Chiefs tight end.
No, of course not.
No, don't start a Chiefs tight end if Travis Kelce is playing. You start.
Yeah, I do better on the Discord.
If Travis, hold on, I mean, there's not really a world where you have Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, but like if Travis Kelce was playing, you rank him as a tight end 1 on the week, right?
I have him tight end 2.
Behind who?
But it doesn't matter because I have Mark Andrews' head, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because
if
Travis Kelce plays, you're going to play him, and Mark Andrews would definitely be played in any flex situation.
Yeah.
If somehow you had both.
Yes.
You're going to play both.
Yep.
So it doesn't. I do technically have Travis Kelce at 2, but it doesn't matter.
The beautiful thing, this is Thursday night game. We've got if he doesn't play, there's gonna be
that makes it so easy. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
If he plays, it's easy. You play him in any circumstance. It's really easy to give advice for this. If he plays, you play him. If he doesn't play, then you don't have to worry about it, and then you pivot to someone else.
And
you
even
don't
if
play
he's
Noah
limited
Gray.
snaps,
that's it.
You
Advice
want
is
Travis
easy.
Kelce with limited snaps over most tight ends. Maybe not Mark Andrews, right? But that's
not Mark Andrews, but anyone else. Yeah, exactly.
Easy. Covered. Let's go. Sky Moore might have a good game if Travis Kelce's out.
Dude, I love seeing the start sit questions in here.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
Let me just say this. Let me say this. So for this show is on Tuesdays. So I will suggest probably most weeks when it comes to start sit questions, if it's about the Thursday game, sure. If it's a sit question about players on Sunday, you can ask me now, but what's the point?
It could change.
Things are going to change. I mean,
Disclaimer.
I redo the rankings. Usually I do them on Tuesday, redo them for the Thursday game on Thursday and get a version out then, and then do another redo after the injury reports on Friday and have that full redo done on Friday night or Saturday, and then a fourth doing Sunday morning to finalize that. So that Friday to Saturday redo is often a lot of changes. So asking me a question about Sunday now, I don't mind answering it, but it's going to be incomplete information. So that's why the Patreon is, people asked me about this on my stream yesterday, and they were like, oh, are you going to do a live start sit show? And I said, no, because nobody watches it. Nobody watches it. I said the same thing yesterday. I'll say it again today. If 100 people watched it, I'd do it. But that never happens. And I have tried to do it on 5 different platforms, and it's always failed. So clearly there's no interest in it. So the people asking for it, I think, really want it really badly. But I think it's more of a few people really wanting it than a large number of people wanting it. I can't compete with the bigger shows. I've tried. Like every year I've tried. So that's not going to happen. I might do a video. That's one thing I want to expand into this year. Maybe doing some like favorite plays of the week. I could drop it on a Friday or Saturday. But live start sit answering.
Tyler's boys.
That is not going to happen.
The answer to this is Dolch's.
Unless there's another person X. I mean, another person X, if it was a sudden deposit into my Venmo account of a large amount, well, then maybe the start sit show could happen. Then I would consider it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm never going to say never. What am I doing here?
All right, so
Bigsby and
Dulcich.
Yeah. Spears and Dulcich for me.
It's Spears and Dulcich isn't an option.
I guess.
It's a trade.
It almost depends on how many.
Oh, it's a trade.
Trade.
Oh,
it is a trade. Oh, okay.
It almost to me depends on.
I was all thrown off.
In redraft, sometimes the number of bench spots is important.
Yeah.
Like if you have a lot of bench spots, or a really deep starting lineup, I'd probably take the 2 players. But in your like standard redraft, I'm not sure Greg Dulcich is worth a roster spot in a lot of teams. So
I don't know.
I'd rather have Bigsby over Spears.
Yeah, I'll take Bigsby and Spears over Dulcich.
I thought it was a start sit, and I was heavy. I was like,
yeah, I mean, I assume it. I think this must be a misprint. It's got to be asking Bigsby or Spears and Dulcich, not Bigsby and Spears or Dulcich. That makes no sense. It's obviously Bigsby.
Maybe. Hey, you never know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, happy Tuesday, guys. With the Kelce
sell
news.
Noah Gray.
What are we trying to sell Noah Gray for?
For anything.
Second or third?
Anything.
Any third? Yeah. Noah Gray. Yeah. I will say, I've been saying to stash Noah Gray in Dynasty for years. I've said this many times.
Yep.
The record
my main Dynasty league, I have him stashed. I've always had him stashed.
I liked him as a prospect coming out.
Yeah, he was decent.
But I'd rather take a third for something I've never seen and then never have to see it. Because I don't think Noah Gray is actually that good. I think he could be, but I'd take a third. Even a fourth, I'd probably take. I just don't have any belief that Noah Gray is ever going to become anything.
For frame of reference, we could draft Luke Musgrave easily in the 3rd round this year in rookie drafts.
Nice. That would have been
so
nice. 30 is a league for sure.
Oh yeah.
This is a trade I put off earlier today. Dynasty full PPR, Godwin or Pittman?
Wow.
Godwin.
Yeah, definitely.
It's actually close for me.
That's pretty. No,
No, it is close.
I
I
think
have Godwin.
it's definitely
I have Godwin,
close.
though. It's close.
it's Godwin.
I have them 6 spots apart in my overall rankings, not even wide receiver.
I think
6 spots
Godwin's a
apart
little bit more
overall.
talented.
I think Godwin's more than a little bit more talented. I think Godwin is
significantly.
Godwin is, if you have, superstar, elite, very good, and good, Godwin is somewhere between elite and very good.
He's right there, yeah.
Pittman is somewhere between very good and good.
Yeah, and I love Godwin,
especially
especially right now. I love Godwin right now, especially he's been a buy for me all off season long, but I love him specifically now with the Evans news that he could be, the contract negotiations are 0. If he were to actually not be signed,
they're not going to extend Mike Evans.
But some people still think he's going to be a Buccaneer next year, and I don't think so.
Mike Evans is actually interesting. If people are tossing Mike Evans away, if you can get Mike Evans for a third, I've seen it, and buy the rest of his career.
Are you kidding?
Before. Yeah.
For a third?
If you can buy the rest of Mike Evans' career, Mike Evans is going to be free agent.
A third?
He's not going to be franchise tagged because franchise tag for wide receivers is $28 million.
Which is good, probably.
They're not going to pay him $28 million.
No, it's a good thing for him because he gets to go somewhere else. I think that's where you're getting to.
And I think the Chiefs are very interested. And they are very interested. I heard that Andy Reid is looking for a number 1 wide receiver. It's what I heard. And I heard that, little birdie told me.
Oh, God, not
that Mike Evans could be moving over to the Chiefs in the middle of the season. We'll have to see. We're going to have to be very patient.
This question's for Hutch. Is Little Caesars okay for draft food?
For me? Why is it for me? I mean, I don't.
Sure.
I've had Little Caesars like once.
Answer it.
No, because the one time I had it, I didn't really like it.
And I know how Josh answers about pizza. And we don't need to get into that.
I'm a little spoiled because I lived in New York for like almost 10 years. So I've had some pretty good pizza in my lifetime. So Little Caesars doesn't meet the bar.
Dude, how does Josh answer about pizza?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what.
I thought you went on a rant about pizza.
No, that wasn't me.
What?
Josh?
That was Ryan. However, is it okay for draft food? I mean, if someone's supplying it for a draft and it's Little Caesars, I'm going to eat a slice or two of Little Caesars. I don't think it's the best pizza out there, but yeah, it's okay for draft food.
I'd rather find something else. I'll find something else.
All right. If you had to pick one Packers receiver to invest in, not named Christian Watson, would it be Reed or Dubs?
Reed. It's not Dubs. Dubs hurt. And also,
is the only thing. The injury is tough, but he had a really good start to his rookie year. Dubs had a really good start.
The rest of the rookie year was bad.
The injury derailed him, and then he just didn't come back the same.
I don't know, man.
But
people have
I love Jayden Reed. I liked him as a prospect.
People have an obsession with Romeo Dubs. Like, I don't get it. Like,
I don't get it either. Watson's the guy.
Obsession. Like, I just don't understand.
I don't get the obsession either. Watson's the one, but Dobbs again, really solid rookie year, got a lot of snaps, earned a really high target share in the offense in the first few weeks before his injury.
It was so great that they drafted a replacement the next year.
Yeah,
that's
and
fair.
Tough question to answer, honestly. It's a tough question to answer, but
it is tough.
2 tight ends who both profile as mostly receivers. So that was really smart of them. If they really liked Romeo Dubs, they didn't like Romeo Dubs.
All right, we have a 12-team, 1 quarterback start 8. Give a 24 and 25 first and a 24 second. And Adam Thielen. Get Christian McCaffrey and Juju. My knee's a mess and blown out is going to dissolve.
Yeah, I actually heard. I heard that they were thinking of making a sequel to Oppenheimer with Juju Smith-Schuster's knee as the star.
What?
I'm just waiting for someone to put Pop Rocks into his knee and just hear.
I'll take the picks.
Cackle.
I'll take the picks.
Yeah,
I just updated my Dynasty rankings. I updated the Dynasty rankings. Juju Smith-Schuster has moved down to wide receiver 60. We have moved him down.
60?
60.
60?
Yeah, because the knee is clearly no good. It says, I heard, at any time, it can explode. At any time.
That's medical, like a doctor said.
That's what it says. Go look it up. Go look it up on the internet. That's what the doctor said. At any time, the knee could explode. So the Patriots are going to have to carry another wide receiver on their roster on their active roster that they don't want to because of the risk of an in-game explosion. You can't have an in-game explosion.
Would we postpone the game
in fantasy
if that happens?
Offense where there's a risk of an explosion.
He's going to be a disaster this year if you pick him in fantasy. You are wasting your time. It's essentially Kadarius Toney, just another name. You're wasting.
Yeah, except he's not electric, washed up, and old.
Yep, exactly.
Old.
He's arguably one of the worst picks in fantasy football right now. I don't understand how anyone is drafting him. There's just virtually no upside. He is like, this offense is terrible. Mac Jones is the quarterback.
I said it during the offseason.
His knee is
gross. Retire.
He's dead.
He should retire because
everyone calm down now.
Football doesn't agree with him.
No.
Football doesn't agree. No, Juju can deny the report all he wants. Show me. Let's see the image. I want to see the image of the knee. Then I'll see the image of the knee from Juju until I believe him. But many people have talked about this knee. He can say that all he wants. J.K. Dobbins denied the reports that he was going to miss week 1 last year.
He attacked Dean Rappaport too.
I believe him too. I believe.
He can attack Rappaport all he wants. Juju Smith-Schuster hasn't been relevant since I've been creating content. What difference does it make? You can tell I don't like him, right?
So, obviously, for this year, Jonathan Taylor is a very risky pick. However,
Sherlock,
where do you have him ranked for Dynasty?
The first 4 weeks.
And would you recommend trading for him? What would you try to offer?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, that's a
yes, but like
in redraft, I've slowly gotten to the point where he's like off my board. I just don't want
redraft. We're not. I just don't want to deal with this.
I don't want the headache. Yeah.
Well, this week, now he might come back. Well, it's actually going to be. I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah, no.
In Dynasty, I think someone said it very. I don't know who said this, but someone said. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's going to play football again, right? So let's say that the worst case scenario is that we just. This year, 0 playing, and he returns to next year at 25 years old and is playing. How low would you have him ranked? I mean, I see people selling him for lower than what that cost would be. So, and then that's not even counting in the possibility that he comes back and plays this year, which is, I still think, more likely than not.
He's not RB7. He's not RB7 currently.
Yeah.
So if you get to a point, I have him at 5 still.
Okay.
But running back is brutal. The problem is that the guys who are below him are older. It's like
they're all older.
Better and older.
Exactly. Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler sit right behind Jonathan Taylor.
Like, I have performance concerns with Saquon Barkley.
There's Viagra for that.
Oh.
For Saquon Barkley?
No, for your performance concerns.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I feel like maybe I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm too young.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe that's more of an older thing for people like Patrick and Josh.
Oh my god.
We've all had concerns in the past, all right? Concerns at the very least.
Have we?
Have we?
We all have.
You're saying we, and you're including the rest of us in this we.
You guys are a part of this now.
We aren't.
You guys are all a part.
It was a one-line joke.
I'm sorry.
It was a one-line joke, and Josh took it a little bit too seriously.
Uh-huh.
Well, I took it too seriously, but you know that I'm only funny when I'm the one telling jokes.
Oh, absolutely.
I like to be the only.
Anyway, Saquon.
Josh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's me.
Patrick, you're supposed to be controlling the chat and stopping me from being disruptive.
That was me being disruptive. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's true.
Because we never finished that point, and at this point,
that's true.
Saquon's performance issues are
it's your fault. Okay,
yes,
good. So it's not my fault.
You can roast me on Twitter for that later. Or
I don't have time.
He doesn't have time for Twitter. We already talked about this. You're wasting his time.
Well,
Also, I've never heard of Twitter. Now we have X.
Yeah.
In some of my leagues, the Bijan owner, he doesn't have his own 24 first and doesn't have a competitive looking team.
Oh,
What's my best approach to get Bijan from that manager?
Well,
that's a really good strategy. I mean, Bijan.
No, I have a great idea.
Should I try and acquire his 24 first?
What you do is you tie him up, lock him
the owner,
in the basement,
not Bijan.
Steal his phone.
Which one?
And then trade Bijan from him to your team
owner,
because that's the only way you're going to get him. That's my way of getting Bijan.
Probably, yeah.
I've really very rarely.
Bijan's kind of a player that no one trades away.
I've never seen a fair.
And the more you wait, the worse it's going to get because he's going to have a fantastic season. It's going to get even worse from here. He's going to be like the savior at the running back position.
Now, I will say, if you do that
it's going to be even worse.
And get arrested for kidnapping, it's definitely. Let's see. Who should we blame? Caleb's fault. It's Caleb's fault. He's not here.
Not even on the show.
You can use your league's winnings and your league dues as bail money. I have been informed by the Twitter lawyers that is okay.
Have they sent you a cease and desist recently?
It's only fair.
Not yet, but I'm not dumb enough to put my own use my own name for setting up a merch store.
Or even saying this stuff like on a stream. I mean, look, it's not his own name. It's patron saint of fantasy football there. So,
I mean, there is also a Patrick Asdell in the chat that shares the same profile picture as my previous profile picture.
That's true.
That's not you.
The
his
chat
identical
picture?
twin, bro.
Okay. No, I'm sorry.
You didn't know that he was cloned?
I heard they cloned Tyrone.
We already kind of touched on that question from Kevin. If I have Mark Andrews and Kelce...
Mark Andrews is going to play, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't have any. He returned to
play. Oh, yeah, Andrews is playing. Yeah, he's playing.
Problem.
Ashley asks, hesitancy with Kupp injury? Yes.
I feel like we beat that one into oblivion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very hesitant. In Dynasty, I mean, did I put this? No, I didn't really put this as a separate thing, but I'd like to get rid of Cooper Kupp. But it's probably too late.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
But usually with these types of things with an older player, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So you think you're selling low, but you're actually not. You're selling low before it goes lower. So
someone else thinks they're buying
Julio's
low.
Hamstring.
Exactly. Yeah.
Julio's hamstring was the same way. Everyone
Absolutely.
thought they were buying low, and then they just end up.
And Julio Jones was a better player than Cooper Kupp. Like Julio Jones was high end
at
for
that point in
many
his
years.
career, maybe.
No, but I mean, like Julio Jones was a Hall of Famer at that point. Whereas if Cooper Kupp retired today, would he be? Probably not.
Julio Jones was always so
the Triple Crown would get him in.
He's probably a Hall of Famer. The Triple Crown was kind of.
Yeah, the Triple Crown.
His career stats are kind of light
explosive
for Hall of Fame.
So that's why I think it's.
There's a lot of guys who were really good for a very short period of time and aren't in the Hall of Fame, like Sterling Sharp. He's not in the Hall of Fame
yet.
He should be. That's a whole separate story. Well, go ahead.
I completely lost where I was at. Anyway, Dynasty Superflex, tight end premium, Pickett, Waddle, and Waller, or Dak, Amon-Ra, and Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
Well,
Jake Ferguson is interesting, but I'll take Dak. Yeah, I'll take Dak.
Yeah, you want the Dak side because you
win the solid quarterback.
You win everywhere but the tight end, I would say.
Yeah, you win everywhere but the tight end spot. Dak is definitely better than Pickett and Amon-Ra. I think it's debatable, but I want.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. You're absolutely.
It's very debatable. It's very, very debatable. I think I actually have. I think I actually have Waddle ranked higher. Actually, I have to check.
I have Amon.
Yes, correct. I have them back. back to back. But Waddle was higher.
Premium. But still, that Dak separation between Dak and Pickett, it's significant enough.
Yeah,
to definitely go to the Dak side.
Absolutely.
Louis G asks a question that would be great for the Patreon, but should we give it to him for free? Drake London or T. Higgins?
T. Higgins. It's T. Higgins. Definitely.
T. Higgins. Barely.
Yeah.
Drake London.
Scribbles asks,
That's
would you
crazy.
trade Sean Tucker for a 26 second or a 25 third, or just hold on to it?
26 second, yes. At this point, we're past the point, I think, of trading Sean Tucker for a 25 third. Need more than that.
Yeah. Need more.
Kevin has a huge shout out for Tyler's Patreon.
Thank you. I appreciate that because I work so hard. It's why I'm always so burnt out.
You sounded sarcastic, but I don't think you're being sarcastic.
No, I'm tired. Like,
Okay.
It's tiring. Like, it's just a lot. Like, there's a lot that goes into running a Patreon that I don't think really your average person is aware of.
I've never ran a Patreon, so
it's hard. It's hard. I don't look. I mean, I very much appreciate all of the patrons that I have, and they're all really great. You know, but it's just tough. I mean, it's a lot of stuff to handle, and I try to do my best, but it's hard. I mean, that's just managing Patreon with like 180, 185 people. That's not that many. Like, imagine trying to deal with all of Twitter on top of it. Like, you can see why it gets overwhelming at times.
Oh yeah.
All right. There's one distinction that I think needs to be made in
is
future
it
comments.
Tank Dell or Tank Bigsby?
Yes, please. We need to know which one it is.
Louis G, he put it down lower.
Would it change it at all for you?
He said Tank Bigsby, I think.
Yep, Bigsby.
If it's
Thank
Tank
you.
Dell, then yeah. It's not much of a question.
But regardless, I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker.
It's still Kenneth Walker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even
I could see if after week one my mind would change.
I'd still.
Would you go Tank Bigsby?
No, I'd take Walker.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty low on Walker, but I still take him.
So that just nails in the point a little bit. You're low on him, and you're still taking him here.
Yeah, hold on. I haven't ranked my RB 19 in Dynasty right now.
Wow.
He's three.
So you're high on Charbonnet? Or?
He's three running back spots ahead of Charbonnet. So, and I want to move him down more.
I remember
I have
people
Walker
were hating.
at 13.
I don't have no interest in Walker. Zach Charbonnet is going to be the best. Zach Charbonnet.
The problem is that I have no interest in Walker, but
Zach Charbonnet is going to
of some of these running backs. I mean, I'd rather have Walker at cost than Najee Harris at what he costs. Dynasty.
Is he a lot more?
Yes.
Really?
I think so.
Ridley?
No, really.
No.
Really? Oh, okay.
No. I was just
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I
got you. No, I
so much
got
more
you.
expensive than Kenneth Walker.
I got you.
I don't think they would be too far apart in drafts.
Yeah, me too.
Let me look at
I think there was a period of
I'm
time when
ranked at
people
ADP
were
lately.
looking at redraft ranks when Kenneth Walker was injured that Najee's price went higher.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
looking at. I'm gonna look at Dynasty full ADP. Just give me a second. I'll pull it up.
I think we.
But see, that's from before the whole Kenneth Walker saga. Kenneth Walker's price dropped a lot. Now
Well-
Kenneth Walker is kind of a buy.
Because think back to right after the NFL draft when everyone was like, if someone dropped Kenneth Walker down to like RB7 or 8, people were thinking, "Oh, you're dropping him way too far." And then
No,
suddenly
people
it
have
became-
dropped
Now it's
Kenneth
like the
Walker.
common
And now it-
With
logic,
the injury,
yeah.
people might have dropped
Now-
Kenneth Walker a little too far.
And yeah, exactly that. If you're to say
Because he's
he's
healthy
RB7 or 8, even if he's healthy,
He is
like,
healthy.
Kenneth
healthy-
Walker is not injured for week one.
No, he's
He's
healthy.
healthy.
Both of them are gonna play.
Yeah.
All right. Can I troll you on Twitter, Tyler?
Sure.
Yes.
It gives me attention.
We all enjoy if you did that. Troll
I love
It gives-
trolls on Twitter. They're
gives me
the
attention.
best. They're the best. I love looking at-
I mean, I probably have them all
I get
muted.
so
I
many.
never see them.
I get so
It
many.
gives me attention.
comments.
It gives
I
me
would
attention.
get-
I don't even know it.
I have like 4 constant people. I have like 4 or 5, like a handful of them that constantly troll my tweets. Like they have my notifications on.
I think people have given up on trolling me.
I don't usually reply much because someone. Oh man, someone
I'm
told
not
me
really
I
a
look.
good sport.
Yeah, so I don't really mess with them either. Someone. I don't have to get in that story.
I could see the question on your face, man. You were
There's like
Discord.
it's a comment
No,
that
no, no,
I mean
no.
it didn't affect me at all. I don't care. You can call me whatever you want, but someone called me something that really like that was
Well,
they
okay.
shouldn't have done.
yes.
I would
yeah.
say that for me, My beauty is so ingrained in my personal brain that the Twitter trolls cannot affect them.
Sticks and stones, Tyler. Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
What? I always think I'm cute when I look at myself. I literally do that.
No,
well, let's see how cute you are
I-
answering this question.
I do, though.
Would
I
you
literally
rather-
spend time. I call it self-admiration time.
I don't know if that was planned, but if
I don't know if that was
you did that on
planned, but it
purpose.
was so funny.
That was perfect. That was
so perfect. I swear I'm not kidding.
I hope
Just
you
like
did
how
that
I
on
had never
purpose.
heard of diesel fuel.
He's still here.
Yeah, sorry.
swear I'm-
No. Sorry.
That was
Hold on.
funny. I
Wait,
swear I'm not kidding though.
Sorry, Zach. Give me 1 second. I realized someone tried to come in my room and they left my door open. I gotta go close it real quick.
No, it's all good.
One
It's all
second.
good. I know. I've heard like bodybuilders do this, and there's like there's something behind it where they look at themselves in the mirror and they're like, oh yeah, and apparently that does help support muscle growth. I don't know.
It does?
I don't know the
didn't even know
science
that.
behind it.
Wow.
I don't know the science behind it. There's probably not actually science behind it, but apparently it's the thing. It's the thing that bodybuilders like to do.
Yeah.
Because stay out of that one.
Heard a door. What's next?
Well,
There we go. What did I miss? Just a second ago. I
Nothing
heard someone
important.
talking about bodybuilders.
That's a good question.
Well,
Marvin Mims here.
I think the question is, would you rather start Van Jefferson or Marvin Mims in PPR?
Marvin Mims.
I think it's a good question though.
It is.
We're assuming Jeudy's not playing, right?
Jeudy's definitely not.
Yeah, he's
He's not playing. So yeah, that's Marvin Mims. I mean, Jeudy's gotten on the practice field recently. I actually saw a few
it
pictures
doesn't
and videos of him on the practice field, but
if
I doubt
Judy's
he's
playing,
playing.
then I'm definitely gonna go Van Jefferson.
yes, I would agree.
I'm
I would agree with
assuming
that,
he's
but
not
Jeudy's
playing.
not going to play, so I'd go Marvin Mims.
Yeah.
Steven agrees with me that this is the type of hard-hitting fantasy content that we all need in our lives.
I don't even know what we were talking about when Steven said
Yeah,
that.
probably,
But
yeah.
I'm sure.
11.
I'm sure. He's
I'm
right.
I feel like it was
Sure.
performance enhancement.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds about right timing-wise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wish there was a
You've-
performance enhancement to have all the co-hosts show up for the show at the same time.
I'm here.
It's tough, man.
Sorry, I started early and I might have to finish early, so we'll see how it ends up. Also, I
Is it about
traded
performance enhancement, or are you talking about fantasy
actual
football show?
like the
If you
actual
took
show.
the performance enhancements, you would be able to stay the whole time. Just saying.
Also, I
How would that
traded.
be- well, I'm not going to ask that.
You don't know what I just
Yeah.
said, did you?
Well, I had an idea to talk
Yeah.
about that, but I don't think I should.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't explore that anymore. Thoughts on Najee Harris this year?
Exploration is always one of my favorite things to do, but
Thoughts on
And
Najee?
exploration, and Najee isn't getting farther than 4 yards per carry, so you're not really getting that far downfield. So staying away from
4
it.
yards is still like 12 inches. 12 feet. Oh my god.
Inches. 4 yards is 12.
Measurement jokes, am I right?
That was you can tell some nights I have it and I'm like locked in, and some
12
nights I
inches
don't
is
have it
literally
and
a
I'm not
foot,
locked in.
Tyler.
This is hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
So someone's gonna get a rush for 4 yards this week one.
Yeah, 4 yards.
You got to hold 12 inches.
That would be a little problem. You know, I've actually met the guy with the world's longest dick.
Oh no, what?
We're talking
Where
about
did this come from? I know where it came from, but like,
No.
what?
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
he's in the
We're
Guinness
being
Book
very
of World
subtle.
Records. He's from New York.
Why are we doing this?
I kind of want to know what he looks like now.
Oh no.
I don't know how to describe him.
Don't try. I wish I didn't ask it. I wish
He
I
is from New York, though.
didn't.
Come on, we gotta know, right, Josh? We.
Bro,
We all want to know. I don't want to know. Hutch wants to know more than I do.
What do
I
you want to
don't
know?
care
It's not like I
know.
can. It's not like I
We
took a
wanna know.
picture.
You could.
How?
You go to Google, you type it into Google, and you
That's-
find
well,
his
why would I
picture,
do
and then
that?
you screen share.
No.
There'd be other
Not-
pictures
not
on
a
there
picture
that
of
you
his-
wouldn't want to
I
show
do
people.
that.
I
feel
want a
like
picture
that's a
of
recipe
him.
for getting the show.
Yeah, if you searched up for that man, you would not
doing
find
that
pictures
on the
you want. I'm
show.
telling you. You would
We
not
can't
find
do
you'd
that.
find some bad
YouTube is going
pictures.
to take my show down.
No, yeah, you'd find some
I'm not
bad
saying
pictures.
show
that
Don't
way.
it.
have that.
I'm just
This is
saying,
not
like,
a safe. You're
No.
trying to create an unsafe environment.
Yeah, you are. You are, bro. Don't do that. If you search that, if you try to find that guy's name, you're not gonna find his face on half those pictures.
Yeah, yes,
Next.
I just full muted him. There we go.
You can do that?
Keep
I
talking.
can do it too.
It's
talking,
just I was
Hutch.
unmuted.
Anyway,
Nope.
I-
There we
I'm
go.
disgusted in myself.
This
I'll
is
be right back.
horrible.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Next. Ow.
we're back still talking about Ravens players, I think. Also, I have Lamar, Dobbins, and Andrew starting week 1. But it's against Houston. So I think the Ravens could rush all over them. Is 3 too many? Really
No.
weak at running back.
Oh, I mean, Dobbins is one of my favorite. I wrote it in a. I was writing it out for a video I might make later this week about J.K. Dobbins. I think he's actually a really valuable start this week. I mean, you're talking about it perfectly. The Houston Texans matchup is great for running backs, and they're going to run all over them. And Mark Andrews has always started in fantasy. Lamar, you always start in fantasy. I don't think this is too many. I think you're good here. Megaphone, Tyler.
It's a public service announcement.
Uh-oh.
When you have multiple good players from one team, you can start them. Wow.
You can.
Hey, don't jinx it, Tyler.
The number of times I've gotten that type of question. Wait, what about the one before that? The Higgins
No, I just said don't jinx it because it timed up with what you were saying.
No, so the thing
Hmm.
is, I do get questions like this. I have Jamal
I
Chase and
I
T.
used
Higgins
that
and Joe
one.
Burrow. Should I start Higgins if I'm already starting Chase? Questions like that.
Right,
Yes.
you put them.
Yes. If you
Yeah.
have good plays, start your better players. You want to score more points. You can say, oh, the matchup looks this way or that way. Realistically, you have no idea how many points your opponent is going to score. It can say they're
Yeah.
projected for 150. They could score 210 or they could score 70. You don't know. So you just want to score as many points as worry about yourself. Score as many points.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're put in the situation where you have like three players from the good offense, and you want to start all three of them because they're good players, that's fine. The
But
problem
you
is
can't
though,
bench Andrews or Lamar. I mean,
no, you can't bench those players, and Dobbins set up
this is a
great
good
this week.
matchup. I have
Good
Dobbins.
matchup.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to be in a winning game script.
Yep,
Dobbins is
most
going to get a
likely.
lot of carries. The Houston run defense is not terrifying. Or
It's
scary.
probably not going to be.
I have Dobbins at
it's
RB
more
15
prolific.
in half PPR, 16 in PPR.
Yeah, it's great.
If-
But the only problem
It's a
is
start in almost any scenario.
because I got a recent question about draft. Like they were saying, I'm going to draft Jefferson. I have Madison as a keeper, and is it okay if I draft Hawkinson? Is that fine? Like, is that okay, or is that too many Vikings? And I was like, if you get them in a great value, it's fine. But the thing is, if you draft like three players like that, if you draft a running back, a receiver, and a quarterback, or do something like that, or draft two receivers and a quarterback on the same team, you have all the players on the same offense, which means it really caps your upside based on the week that offense has. Because what I want to try to do in fantasy is have the best player from different offenses every week. It maximizes your upside. When you have players from the same offense, it just kills your upside. The only time I really get players on the same offense in fantasy drafts is when I stack quarterbacks and pass catching options. I usually don't put myself in situations like that, but if you have to, then you start.
Sometimes it happens, though.
Sometimes that ends up happening. Yeah, it just does. And you
Yeah, I
start
mean,
them when it
sometimes it happens. Like you drafted, I could see a scenario where you drafted Amon-Ra and then you got Jahmyr Gibbs at a value. Could
I love
happen.
both those players. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm not gonna shy away from it if those were the best players on the board. I just
no.
it's so hard to get everything right as it is, so I'm not gonna handicap myself by taking worse players.
Now, something I was able to take advantage of earlier today, you guys saw the Godwin-Pittman trade.
I did.
The Godwin manager had posted in the league chat, I have Godwin and Evans, and I don't want to have both of them.
Hmm.
Someone come make an offer for one of them. I was like, oops, let me just go and get that. I'll do a slight upgrade in the same tier. Take advantage of managers that think that same way, where they get, I accidentally got too many Ravens, or I accidentally got too many Buccaneers on my team, and I need to get out of that.
Yeah, I love that. Take advantage of those people who think it's crazy to have those things. Like if you see somebody like that and they're just like don't want it, take advantage. Because Pittman for Godwin is a great trade. excellent deal to me. I mean, I think Pittman is going to have a disastrous season. I'm not like Pittman's somebody that I don't have in any league, not a dynasty league, not a redraft league, or not that I know of. Nothing.
Baker also made Jarvis Landry wide receiver 1.
He did. Yep.
Dynasty full PPR, Higgins or Pollard?
Higgins all day. Yeah.
Yep.
That's Higgins.
Oh,
It's easy.
Yeah.
Quick
It's
start.
Higgins.
Start one. Javonte, Connor, James Cook.
It's not Javonte because of the knee injury. Coming back for week 1 is a tough way to start with Javonte Williams. I would probably eliminate him here. Oh man, I don't want to start James Conner, but they're gonna have a horrible game. They're gonna have a horrible game against the Commanders.
But they only have Connor.
The Commanders are gonna eat them alive. The Commanders.
The other option is playing James Cook against the Jets defense.
Yeah, and the Jets. Yeah, they're playing the Jets. Like James Conner's the guy
to get a lot of catches. I think if he's gonna outscore,
but Connor's already gonna get a lot of catches. Yeah. Connor's gonna get a lot of catches. He's gonna get that's what
I'm saying.
Especially with Clayton Tune starting, because that's who's gonna start.
Going with James
or Josh Dobbs, whoever it is. It's James Conner, but you're not. I'm not excited.
James Cook has more upside, but
how big of a sell?
James Conner is the pick, I think.
How big of a sell is ETN?
He's not because everyone's down on him.
Yeah, everyone's pretty low on ETN. Right now, he's being drafted as the RB10, 48th off the board in Superflex leagues, according to DLF Football. And I mean, I have him ranked right around there.
Like
I have ranked RB11 at 55, so just a tad behind.
He feels appropriately ranked right now.
Yeah, he's fine.
Like, I don't think you're gonna get someone paying RB5 prices to sell him.
No,
just enjoy the points that he is on your team. Hope that his value bounces back a little bit and he gains a little bit of that back, and just enjoy the points.
Yeah, I would keep him if I were you. Yeah, I wouldn't be trying to sell him. No one's gonna buy him for the significant price. I'm also not going out to buy out of my way to buy either, though. Like I think Tank Bigsby is going to be involved in this offense, and this is not ETN's backfield, so I'm kind of fine with ETN. I'm kind of neutral, just a hold to me.
He's there.
He's there. Yes, exactly. He's there.
Tyler's saying he's an explorer like Dora and brings up men's body parts.
He did not say that. He said he's an explorer, but not like Dora.
I didn't say that. I said I like exploring. It's different.
And he met the guy with.
Oh boy.
I did. Yes. It's a real person.
How do you know?
Funny.
He wasn't bringing up men's body.
How do I know I met him? Because he introduced himself.
It's hard to miss him.
I mean, no, it's the story's not actually that interesting. He really likes playing board games, and I go to board game meetups in the city.
That's kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's badass. I love
that's
board
awesome.
Games.
No,
yeah,
but it's that I like going to board games.
That's great.
He was just randomly there.
I love games. I love board games.
Yeah. No,
I love board games. I actually do.
Have I never talked about this?
No. This is amazing, Tyler.
Oh,
this is great.
This is very surprising because I've been doing this for many years.
Board games here.
Yeah,
what kind of board games?
A lot of what I do with my free time. I play a lot of board games. I mean, that's where a lot of my. If you ever see like random friends of mine comment on the show, they're probably friends I met there.
That's awesome.
That's great.
We did talk.
So I'm really surprised this has never come up.
Now I'm remembering it. We talked about.
I've definitely brought it up before, but yeah, this was years ago. Like he was there. It was pre-pandemic. It was like many years ago. So I don't think that like meetup still even exists. But he was just like randomly there. We played a game together. I don't remember enjoying the game very much, and I thought he was kind of weird, low key. But yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have a lot of. Never mind.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh my god,
the blood flow.
But yeah,
being like
surprisingly, the story of meeting him was kind of benign. not at a porn studio, or what the people were probably thinking.
Last question, then we're caught up.
Great.
Akers or Montgomery?
Akers.
I'm going to assume this is
Akers in any context for me.
Any context
makes no difference.
I'd agree. Akers. I'm a big Akers fan. I know Tyler is. I don't remember Josh.
I am not. Yeah, it's actually on the show sheet. How much?
I'm not necessarily, and I actually think Montgomery's a good value this year. I think you're drafting Akers significantly.
I assume this was start sit, but even if it's not, it's Akers no matter what the ask is.
So there's two questions I actually skipped earlier, but I want to bring up one of them because we kind of touched on it a little bit. Who are you trying to trade for before games start on Sunday and their value increases?
Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson's going to finish top 12 this week.
Travis Kelce.
It's too late to trade for Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, but he's going to finish top 12 this week. He's going to be even more valuable next week.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he'll be a top 12 wide receiver this week. He's playing the abysmal Cardinals defense, and Terry McLaurin he might play, but he's still injured. He's dealing with a turf toe. Jahan Dotson will lead that team in targets. He'll lead that team in receptions. He will lead that team in fantasy points. Watch Jahan Dotson absolutely kill it.
The volume's going to be there because I think that Washington's going to win by so much that we're going to be getting a heavy diet of running. I like Jahan Dotson. I don't.
I also love Brian Robinson this week too. He's one of my favorite plays this week. I love.
Put it this way: in order for Jahan Dotson to be top 12, I think he'd have to score 2 touchdowns, which is possible.
Possible, very possible.
But I don't think the volume's going to be there for him to be a wide receiver 1 unless he scores 2 touchdowns.
That's fair.
The passing volume overall is going to just be so small.
I'm very sure he gets in the end zone at least once, and he's a deep play threat. He's a yak guy. He can make yards after the play.
It's tough. I wouldn't project him for more than 7-8 targets. This is tough to be top 12 on that. Most players who are top 12 have 10, 11 targets.
It's fair. Yeah.
I like Jahan Dotson a lot this year. I'd almost would like him more if the game script were a little more unfavorable. But this game script is so favorable. I mean, it's Arizona who's either going to start Clayton Tune or Josh Dobbs. It's going to be a disaster.
I can't in the video they put out recently with the motivational speech.
Yeah, you can put that in quotes.
It was
motivational speech.
It was unbelievable. It was
Jonathan Gannon, I don't think is gonna.
Oh, he's terrible.
I think he's one and done.
Yeah, he's 1 year and done. He's 1 year and done.
Who are you trying to get? Who are you trying to get off your roster before games start on Sunday and their value completely plummets?
Ooh, that's a good question. Alexander Madison.
Cam Akers.
It's
there's
fair.
a universe in which Cam Akers is the backup that they're not telling us.
Again?
Yeah, like what happened last year, where he was the backup out of nowhere. That universe exists. I think it's a lot more likely than the universe in which he's really good. I think the most likely universe is he's the starter, he's blah, and they move on from him at the end of the year and move on to someone else. I think that's the most likely universe. But the universe of where he just is nothing is definitely existent. Because it happened already. Once.
It's off the Achilles tear. I can't I think another year separated from the Achilles tear makes a difference this year.
He just was never that good. He was never that good. That's the problem. He was never that good. So it's just tough. This is the worst offensive line he's ever had.
What I saw in the playoffs, the end of the year in the playoffs in his rookie year was just different.
Generally, when players end up in the doghouse and are almost removed from the team and then come back, those players are usually not it. So very rare to have someone be like that. Brandon Ayuk is like the only one. The only real success story to have that happen. You know, Elijah Moore would be the next. But those are receivers. Running backs, usually once they have the work taken away, they don't get it back.
But he got it back, though. He got it back.
Yeah, the end of the year.
They had no choice.
Like the end of the year, if you actually watch him play, he dominated. He looked great. He actually, he looked good with the football in his hands. And he had a really bad offensive line at that time, too. The offensive line was falling apart.
This is a classic.
He looked great.
It's a classic situation. The volume's there, but everything else is bad. Everything else is bad. So when volume's all you got,
everything was bad.
But when volume, everyone always says that. Everyone always says that. When the volume is there and you don't have anything else, the offense sucks. He doesn't get pass catching work. He never has. Never. He didn't do it in college. He didn't do it as a rookie. He didn't do it last year.
His last season, he was on pace for 30+ receptions, which isn't it's mind blowing. Not mind blowing. Not mind blowing.
So the best stretch. The
That's not
best
nothing.
stretch was.
That was without Matthew Stafford.
That was without
basically
Matthew Stafford as well.
But also
Who will be a
without Cooper
dump
Kupp
off machine.
Last year he
because
had
he's-
and without
13
like
catches in the whole
next
year.
wide receiver as well.
But
He had
they're
They
not
don't
going to
have a
have Cooper
receiver
Kupp week
anymore.
1.
He had
They-
13 catches
They also
in
were
the
missing other
whole
wide receivers
year.
as well.
13 in the whole year. That's not good. I don't. We can't just cherry pick the last few. What about the other games where he played? Even the games where he played, a lot of them he was barely
He wasn't healthy
see
those
anything
games.
in the
Often
past.
it came
He's
to he's not healthy,
inefficient.
and then he disappeared from the team. The last 6 games, he
He's
was
never
fine
had
when
more
he
than
was healthy.
35 receiving yards in a single game. Come on. He doesn't. He's a bad receiver. The stats show it. He's never done it. I prefer to go with facts. What's actually happened instead of what might happen. It's why I'm loath to
He
give.
was on pace to be a top 5 running back in the last 6
No,
games.
but
That's
it's
a
the same thing with
fact.
passing game though. It's why I'm loath to just say Nick Chubb is going to catch more passes this year. Everyone says it. It's a projection a lot of people are making.
Yeah,
But it's based on nothing other than that someone else isn't there. When your reason for X happening at running back is because someone else went away, you have to understand that at running back, someone else who never heard of can just appear at any time and get carries. If the argument is someone else went away, you have to be very careful. That's why I'm not so in on James Conner. A lot of the argument is all the volume is going to be there, but it's not. He's not going to get 95% of the touches again. Teams don't do that unless they absolutely have to, or they're backed into a corner, or there's multiple injuries. Or
Cardinals got all of that.
Well, the Cardinals only have like 2 running backs on their roster.
they don't really have any
They have
injuries.
nobody.
The problem is they didn't sign
They have
anyone.
nothing.
Well, they have an
They
injury.
tried to
Quarterback,
sign Marlon Mack. I'll
so-
give them credit. They tried to sign Marlon Mack, and then he got hurt
They
again.
have nothing. The Cardinals have nothing.
tried.
James
But
Conner's
that's always bad. Whenever this is the Mike Davis trap, it's the Todd Gurley trap, the Alexander Madison trap this year. Players who are not actually that good, who only have projected volume, but the other indicators are bad. Those players tend to disappoint you. You want to go for the players who are talented who have shown more talent on their own merits, which is why Cam Akers has always been a fade for me. I'd much rather have someone like Dameon Pierce who actually showed last year that he could be a workhorse for an extended period of time.
I love
He
Dameon
can
Pierce.
be a performance
Love
enhancer.
Dameon Pierce.
Yeah.
I do love.
But he's
Dameon.
shown more. I agree. So that's what I'm kind of saying. Cam Akers is someone that scares me.
I mean,
There's a universe by week 3 that Akers is irrelevant.
Yeah, but there's also a world by week 3 where he's a top 5 running back.
There's a world.
There's 100%.
There's a world.
Akers
There's a
in
world.
college.
There's a
2
world.
years in college.
I'm with
I don't
you.
care about
There's a
college.
world.
But
He was a
you're
quarterback.
That
saying
world's
he
not
never
the
put
one
up
we
numbers.
live in.
He's never.
It's not
good.
the one we live in. It's
put
not.
up-
It's literally not possible.
He put up
Literally not
2,800
possible.
yards in 3 seasons in college.
I don't
He was-
care.
And that was
I
before he
don't
tore his
care.
Achilles.
That was before he tore his Achilles.
Before he went
I
to the
don't care
doghouse.
what he
Now
did
he's
in
like 2.5
college.
years removed from his Achilles. He's 2 years
Not
plus
2.5
years.
years.
removed from
You
his
never
Achilles.
recover. You're never the same. No running back has ever gotten back to what they were. Never. Not
Josh
even
Allen
one.
looked pretty good last year.
Looked pretty good. Deonta
He had
Foreman
some
looked
really good games last year.
before the Achilles. You must not remember Deonta Foreman before the Achilles. Deonta Foreman before the Achilles was looking like he was going to be a future superstar.
Oh yeah, no, he was great.
That
He
never,
was great.
that never happened again. He was never the same. It took 4 years for him to get back to being okay. It's never happened. No one has ever come back from the Achilles and gotten back to where they were before. So let's see if Cam Akers can be the first to do it. But even if he is, he still has never, ever had consistent passing game work. And now this is by far the worst offense he's ever played on in the NFL. So we can see if he can be a top 5 running back. Everything about the actual facts says it's not going to happen. So,
I wouldn't say
make
at the
believe
end of the
universe
season he's top
is
5,
great,
Hutch
but I
said
don't like to live
after
in
week
make believe
3.
universe. I don't.
After 3 weeks, I see some weird things. In the
He
first
had
week.
he had one week last year that was above wide receiver or running back 5,
So,
But all he
yes.
needs to be is running back.
and it was a 3
top
touchdown. It
one
was a
running
3
back.
touchdown game against
Top
Denver.
1 running back for the first 3
It's
weeks, and then he'll be a
unlikely.
top 5 running back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like a
running back
top
is
12.
harder than you think.
Running back
It's
12.
harder than you think.
It's saying after 3 weeks, I just think there's
No
a
one
world.
cares,
It's
but
just
I
as
think
much
he
of
is-
a world as he's irrelevant.
Well, I just want
It
It's
really
not
is.
about. It's not about that.
Take it, man.
Oh, I think it's much more likely that he's irrelevant. It's what happened last year.
I think I agree that he could be. I totally agree that he could be irrelevant. He could be completely irrelevant and be completely toast.
It's honestly, I think the people who like Cam Akers are just wanting to like Cam Akers. There's no, if you actually look at all of the evidence, it would tell you to fade Cam Akers. And I did it too. I did it last year. It was my mistake. I was in on Cam Akers and I shouldn't have been.
I faded Akers last year. I hated Akers.
Yeah, and I shouldn't have been because it what probably wasn't the right decision. PPR work was never there. And I think I was 2 in on Akers before the injury. I think I've always been 2 in on Akers for some reason. But, looking back, it was probably a mistake. And the PPR work is so important. And if you do you see how good you have to be top 5 without it? Without real consistent
really good.
How good you have to be Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry. Cam Akers before the Achilles was nowhere near as good as those two.
We're talking about he's just had 3 weeks though. We're not talking about the end of the season. He's not going to be a top 5 running back at the end of the season. I know that.
But
no, I wouldn't say he's top 5 at the end of the season. Top 12 for sure. It's very easy for him. It'd be very easy.
Fade Cam Akers. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out.
Let's say if it doesn't work out, it's a 6th round pick. It's a risk worth taking.
One of many running backs that I think are not worth the risk. He's not the only one. I don't think I will say, I think Alexander Mattison is worse. Alexander Madison's range of outcomes is even worse. He's a worse pick in the same range. I think most of these running backs are bad picks.
Madison's getting a draft ahead of Akers, probably.
I agree, and I think that's insane because Alexander Mattison has shown even less. It's even more of the volume is all there is argument. I think with Madison, you could say the Vikings offense is better. I think that you could say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's just a projection. The carry volume's never happened. So it's total projection. It's nothing more than a projection. So that's, in some sense, I would say that's even worse. So but that range of running backs is always a no-go for me. I mean, Akers is in there, Madison is in there. They're all bad. If it's telling that the one I like is at price is James Cook, because he's the one that comes with the passing game upside, and he's cheaper than Madison. I'd much rather take Akers. Much rather take Cook.
I've got to head out, guys. Hope you guys have a great night and enjoy.
Patrick! Hey,
See Patrick.
We're having a great week 1. It's going to be a fun weekend. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs Lions, Thursday night.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Well,
number 3. Now you get some cool little graphics on the side of me right here.
Yeah. Let's say. Okay. I will take over Patrick. This one. This one I thought was interesting. I answered this earlier. Laporta or Njoku week 1, non-PPR if it matters. Not sure if the amount of PPR changes it between Njoku and Laporta. I don't think the amount of PPR changes it.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think it makes any difference.
Doesn't change my answer.
It doesn't change my answer. I'll go with Njoku. And my answer's not really affected by the PPR. I just think in every way, I think Njoku has more targets, has more yards projected, and is more likely to score. So
I completely agree.
Look, I like Sam Laporta. I think Sam Laporta is going to have an early season role. Am I running out there to start Sam Laporta week 1 blind? I'd rather not if I didn't have to. I have him in a range you can play him. I have Sam Laporta at 15, but I'd rather start someone else, a little more proven, a rookie tight end in their first game. I feel like I like the idea of a rookie tight end contributing, but I'm not sure about their first game. that might be just a bridge too far.
That's a stretch. I think even if you draft Laporta or Kincaid or Musgrave, whoever, just don't start them.
Musgrave I have even lower. Musgrave I have at 22.
Yeah, Musgrave no. Just don't. Michael Mayer, nobody. Just don't start any rookies.
Michael Mayer wasn't
not a good idea.
For me in redraft.
No, I didn't draft him at all. No, I don't think I got a single share of a rookie tight end in redraft.
Well, I have a lot of Laporta.
That's fair. Laporta was always one I considered. I just never.
Kincaid was too expensive.
Yeah, he was up there.
And I think I have a rookie tight end in any leagues.
Yeah,
well, I'm a big fan. I mean, I was a big fan of all of them, really.
No, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I like Mayer.
The way it fell. It's just the way it fell.
I'm not a big fan of Luke Schoonmaker, who's third on the Cowboys depth chart and is like.
I lied. I have a couple of him because I got him in like the end of the fourth round.
In redraft?
Yeah, he's literally going to
oblivion. No, not in redraft. In Dynasty.
Okay.
Oh no, in redraft I got
Luke Schoonmaker is going to oblivion.
Yeah, no,
he's not.
He's not far off from being a dynasty drop. Like, not far off.
If I didn't have a big taxi squad, he would be. Yeah.
He's not quite in droppable range for me, but like he's not in my top 200. So like,
I understand
at that point, there are thin dynasty leagues where if you get squeezed, I'm okay dropping him.
Yeah, neither. Same thing for me. He's not.
I don't think you're gonna regret it. I don't think it's like I have Schoonmaker now in the same range as guys like Darnell Washington and Tucker Kraft, like projects.
I'd rather have him over those guys, but like not much higher.
Just because he has more draft capital. That's the only reason why I'd rather have him. Those two are better prospects than he is. Both of them. But he has more draft capital.
They picked him in the second round. What were the Cowboys? I don't know.
What they were thinking.
It reminds me a little of the Drew Sample pick that the Bengals made.
Oh, God.
And he didn't pay off for them. But, like,
no,
it just makes no sense. Teams do this, but I don't see that they're going to use... I don't think Jake Ferguson is going to be that helpful. I think Jake Ferguson is a worse version of Dalton Schultz, who wasn't that great near the end. And I think Jake Ferguson is, like, multiple steps down. But I think Jake Ferguson will be that role for whatever it's worth. I think it'll be a middling to low end tight end 2 with no upside.
Yeah, none.
I think
also the problem is that they've added Brandon Cooks, which really decreases their need for that secondary target. Like Cooks is their
Gallup is now
there.
What they say is
I mean, healthy. I think Lamb is 1, Cooks is 2, Gallup is 3, and then a tight end.
Colbert's now is his second year.
I think there's even a chance Gallup
going to go off or anything, but.
Yeah, but either way, I think the wide receivers are 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, no,
they plan on running more. They plan on running more. So
well, I don't know how they're going to do that.
No, they're not going to. No, I don't understand that take.
But
I seriously don't get that take at all.
They're saying they're planning on running more.
I don't get that take at all.
I wish that they.
I disagree.
I still think
the
Cowboys
slow down the game.
I think the Cowboys could see their week 1 roster and how it goes and be like, oh boy, this didn't go well. And then like Leonard Fournette is visiting.
Yeah.
Because they say they're going to run more, but how are they going to run more? Give Tony Pollard 20 carries or Rico Dowdle is going to do something?
All they did, like literally all they did this offseason was lose 230 carries in Zeke Elliott. And they say, all right, let's run more.
And they didn't replace him.
They didn't replace him. What the heck? Like how did that take that they're going to run more just boggles my. It just doesn't. It makes me so frustrated.
Rico Dowdle is their backup.
There's no logic in that. There's
how many
career
carries do you think Rico Dowdle has in his 3 years in the NFL?
4.
7, yeah.
Okay. You were a lot closer.
7.
But
yeah.
7 in 3 years.
And Malik Davis was waived, right?
Malik Davis was waived, and Rojo was suspended.
Right.
So
nothing. Deuce Vaughn is there though. They do Deuce Vaughn, but he's not getting any. He's not getting
Deuce Vaughn. I think, to be honest, what I think Deuce Vaughn is Deuce Vaughn is their replacement for Pollard in Pollard's original role next year. Like they're gonna get an actual starter, and then Deuce Vaughn is gonna play the role Pollard used to play. I think that's their plan for Vaughn.
I think that's fair.
But I don't know what Rico Dowdle is gonna do.
No.
Let's see. This I think is a very good question.
It's a great question.
I think these are all close
in the same range.
Mm-hmm.
If
Start
Kelce doesn't play, it's
Sky
an
Moore,
easy Sky Moore. For
Gibson, Burks, or
if
Elijah
Kelce
Moore.
doesn't play, you're playing Sky Moore.
Sky
right?
Moore's so risky though.
He is so.
I agree,
risky.
but all these
Without
players
Kelce.
are risky, right? All these players are pretty dang risky, I would say.
Unfortunately, I think you're going to have to decide on this before you have like as much information about the other players as you want. If you had to, if Kelce doesn't play, I'd probably put Sky Moore in there, but it's a big risk.
Definitely, but it's a risk playing all these guys.
I like right now.
Gibson.
If we went off also I need to know if this is a PPR. That would kind of change my mind. If it's like standard or half, I'd consider just starting Gibson and taking the carries. Right now, if we went off my rankings right now, I have Burks. Burks would be the one I would choose. But I don't have no idea how healthy Burks is.
Burks' health is very questionable.
Talent-wise, I think Burks is the most talented guy here.
I
personally think so.
He definitely is.
Is he?
100%?
Is he gonna play at all? I'm up in the air. I'm on the fence. I don't know. Without that Wednesday and a Thursday injury report, at least to give me an idea. Like if it's DNP, I'm just gonna go with Sky Moore, and just say it's gonna be Sky Moore because I can't wait for Treylon. Treylon Burks is not worth waiting for.
Yeah,
I think I'm going Sky Moore regardless here.
Yeah, if Travis Kelce doesn't play at all, I think I would go Sky Moore.
I think I'm going Sky Moore. Gibson's close.
Sky Moore, but if Travis Kelce does play, it makes it a lot harder because sometimes this offense is just Travis Kelce, no one else succeeds, and that's just how it goes sometimes. And there's just not opportunity for the receivers. And obviously, I mean, the receiving room is going to be a big thing to watch in week 1. Do they spread the ball again? Is there a clear target, especially early in the game? Is there someone who's clearly stepping forward? That's going to be something to watch out for. And if you want to take that risk with Sky Moore, you can in your lineup. And if you do start, make sure he's not in your flex. Make sure he's in a position.
Yes, that's going to come up a lot.
Yeah, make sure. Make sure he's not in a flex. Not in a flex spot, guys. Not in a flex because it gives you so much more flexibility when he's in a wide receiver slot for your Sunday lineups. If Travis Kelce's not playing, give me Sky Moore all day. If Travis Kelce is playing, I would wait and I would hope to start Treylon Burks if he seems healthy.
Yeah.
And if he's not healthy, then I would probably play Gibson.
The problem is that we really have no idea even how much Sky Moore is going to be used.
No idea. You have no clue. I mean, he's going to be the leader in terms of first team reps in preseason, though.
Marcus Valdes-Scantling was the leader.
Oh, it was Valdes-Scantling.
Yeah. And he's got kind of his role set in, I feel like.
Sky Moore was with the first team, though, right? He was.
Yeah, those were the two with the first team.
Yes.
I also think Kadarius Toney playing would, not that I want to start Kadarius Toney, but the problem with Kadarius Toney is if he plays and takes
similar to Sky Moore,
he gets used near the goal line in those like goal line packages. If he takes away that percent, if Kadarius Toney plays, that percentage chance, because you need the touchdown from Sky Moore for him to succeed. The volume's not going to be there. That touchdown percentage going away makes me more skeptical because Kadarius Toney will
he make it down one drive without leaving the field injured? Will he make it?
Maybe one goal line touchdown.
I can't just predict that a player's going to be injured. If they're healthy, I'm gonna.
I'm not saying he's going to. You can't predict that. But with Kadarius Toney, you might be able to.
Well, but he's not going to be used on that many plays anyway. The problem is that he gets used in the high leverage situations, which
high valuable
adds even more risk to Sky Moore. So that's also something to look at.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Should I trade Kupp and Josh Allen for Tyreek Hill and Justin Herbert? Is this? I don't know what this is.
Is it
in a redraft?
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you gotta like during the season. You gotta tell me, like, is this Dynasty?
Yeah, it's Dynasty
redraft. I mean, if it's redraft, I'll take Hill easily.
Yeah, definitely.
If it's Dynasty, I still take Hill, but it's a lot closer.
Yeah, I'd still take Hill and Dynasty. The separation between Allen and Herbert is smaller than Tyreek Hill and Cooper Kupp in both Dynasty and redraft. The separation between those is bigger.
I agree with you guys, but man, it's close in Dynasty.
I don't want to give up Josh. Yeah, that is super flex Dynasty. It's really tough because giving up Josh Allen sucks.
I know.
Herbert. Herbert's the correct choice with Hill.
I'm fine with that. Hey. Oh, this is sketchy.
Are you from a suspicious location?
Oh, my mic.
You're not the Ryan that I expected, actually.
What's up, Ryan?
I can't.
There we go.
Where is he? Is he in his car?
I'm in the parking lot of a grocery store. I didn't get home from work yet.
You work at a grocery store?
Did you get anything good
No,
at the grocery store?
I get bread.
You got bread?
Oh, okay. He's just You need bread. You need
Yeah,
bread. Carbs are good.
What are you making bread for?
What?
I see Bazambo. Bazambo, did I pronounce that right? Bazambo. Yeah. He said redraft. So I think we're gonna all.
So then Hill easily,
Yeah. Hill and Justin.
Yes, Hill and Herbert. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Week 1, Kincaid or Juwan Johnson?
Ew. Pass.
I'll play Kincaid. I'll just take my chances.
Yeah,
I'll take my
go with
chances.
Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson for me, guys, for sure.
No. I'm
scared with Juwan
Sorry.
Johnson that we could wake up and suddenly Jimmy Graham is getting all the end zone. I am serious. So this is like actually serious.
I know that's a realistic possibility.
Real.
I'll take my chances. Dalton Kincaid's usage.
Red zone opportunity.
I'm less worried.
I don't want to start rookie time.
I would rather take what the Buffalo offense is going to give me.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Also,
you
the
got Josh
Saints-
Allen to worry about in the red zone too, right?
The Saints against
Jets.
Tennessee. I feel
No,
like
sorry, no. The Bills play.
I
The
like
Jets.
the matchup. I like the matchup, but
It's Juwan Johnson for me, guys.
I think it's a very positive, could be a very positive game script. I'm not very confident in Tennessee doing much of anything.
No,
So
you shouldn't be.
I think with these kind of plays, one of the ways I think about it is what has the most possibility for regret.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm more likely to regret not starting Dalton. The upside for it to go wrong is on the Kincaid side, as in that his ceiling is higher.
His ceiling is absolutely higher. I 100% agree with that. 100%. But I rank Juwan Johnson higher than Kincaid for week 1. So
it's close, but I want to go with Kincaid. It's just the upside is there. Juwan Johnson, the only way he's ever relevant is if he scores a touchdown. That's it. Kincaid could rip up a big play. He is so athletic. No, Juwan Johnson's not getting like 6 targets. He's just
he could absolutely get 6 targets.
I would not see him getting 6 to 8. I would not see him getting 6 to 8 targets. I wouldn't see him getting 6 to 8 targets.
I could see it.
I would doubt that.
I think it's more likely that Juwan Johnson gets 6 targets than Kincaid. I call me crazy, but I just think that's more likely. And maybe I'm crazy.
No, yeah, you're probably. I think you're more likely that
you're crazy.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's likely to say that Juwan Johnson, like at the end of the day, will probably have a better game than Kincaid, but Kincaid has a lot more upside. The upside
I really
is
like what you guys are
significantly
saying.
Kincaid.
You're almost making me change my mind, but I am not.
Like I would rather. Here's the thing: I would rather have a chance at like 15 to 20 points with Kincaid because you have that, rather than
you're right,
and have a chance at 0.
We just have no idea what Kincaid's usage.
Then than start Juwan Johnson, have like a downside of like 4 points and have an upset of like 9.
You're
like
not
the ceiling's just not there this week.
It's either 18 or 0. He's catching a touchdown.
Yeah, with Kincaid it's 18 or 0. But with Juwan it's like 4 or 9. And I'd rather take this shot with Kincaid. The time position is so unpredictable anyway. I'd rather take a shot with Kincaid.
That's fair.
You agree with me about Madison? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. Oh my God, Myles Gaskin.
A lot of people do, but
the gas man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if Myles Gaskin was actually the starter? I'd laugh.
Oh, that'd be so great.
Laugh.
Remember he was the starter for Miami that one year, and it was like every other week he was great. Like odd weeks he was good, and even weeks he was bad. I legit made start-sit decisions based on the week number, and it worked.
It kept working out like that, Hutch.
It worked every time. It was so good every time.
It was ridiculous.
Like, I legit made my start decisions off that after a bit, and it worked. And
what Trig's saying here, I think, could absolutely be the situation. I don't think you're crazy at all. I think this is how it could play out. Gaskin on 3rd down and getting at least some work in the passing game. Chandler, rotating in.
He's a solid pass catcher.
Madison definitely getting the majority of carries, but is he that good?
No.
He's average at best.
I seriously think he's going to flop against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's going to just destroy him.
Tampa Bay is not the defense it was.
No, it wasn't, but they have more defensive minded coaches and
solid.
They're still solid.
Yeah, they're solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll stop Madison.
Are you
One of the long ones here.
competing? This is long, yeah.
Oh goodness.
However, just real fast,
You're just giving us a roster and saying, is he willing to compete?
competing? This is not a great roster.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'm
yeah,
gonna just be honest with you.
it's not at all. Yeah, this is not good enough.
No, not competing. No.
This is a selling roster.
Yeah, it's a selling roster.
Yeah, start to get rid of.
You got pieces. You got really good pieces.
Start to sell Stafford to a
You
contender
don't have
if you
enough
need
to-
quarterback help.
Yeah.
I would get. Oh, here goes Ryan.
We love you, Ryan. I hope you're doing good in that grocery store parking lot, bro. That bread's good.
We answered this already.
Yes, Kelce plays. You're starting him.
If
100%
Kelce plays,
unless
you're playing-
you have.
We don't want to
and-
overthink it. You know,
If
No,
Kelce
don't
plays,
overthink it.
start him.
Sometimes it is just that
Kelce
simple.
Plays, start him. But yeah, Andrew has an injury designation as well. He's definitely going to play. I'm not worried about that. But
Andrews is set up for a fantastic.
if you have Kelce, you're playing him. No doubts about it. Because if Mark Andrews plays, Tyler said this earlier. If you have both, somehow you have both Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, you're putting Mark
there are
Andrews in your
teams
flex.
that do have that. I mean, it is possible.
And then
especially
you're
in
putting Mark
Scottish
Andrews in your flex, right?
football. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ooh. Flex to Monty, Mixon, Hopkins, Madison. Oh. Mixon for sure. And
Mixon one.
Mixon for
using
sure.
Martin
And
to-
then
I'm going to go Hopkins.
Hopkins. I just have no idea how Monty and Matt's are going to do about Hopkins.
Yeah, I'm tempted. I'm tempted by Monty because that Thursday night game should be high scoring, and we know Monty's probably get the red zone.
Monty is a risk for me. The Chiefs' run defense is good.
Chiefs run defense is pretty good.
Chiefs' run defense is good, and the Lions are likely to be playing from behind. So I'm not. I have Monty and PPR 25.
The
So I'm
Chiefs every
I'm
year start
looking-
out slow.
I'm looking for touchdowns with Monty. I think Monty has the opportunity for getting the end zone pretty easily.
The
this week
problem
with
is
high
that
scoring
I'm
game.
worried he
but-
just gets scripted out.
That's very fair. He could absolutely get
So
scripted out, which is why I love Jahmyr Gibbs this week as well. Absolutely love
Jahmyr
Jahmyr Gibbs
Gibbs
this week. I think he's fantastic this week.
Guys,
Great play.
I like
But-
Monty, but I am so nervous to start him. I want to see how this backfield plays out.
That's
I
yeah.
would play Madison over David Montgomery
So would I.
week one.
So would I.
So
That
I'm
is
just saying.
tough for me.
I
think
it's
I
tough.
still-
I can't
think-
play Monty because there is with Monty
It's-
there is a very good chance that he gets 3 early carries. The Chiefs go up 14-0, and then you see like 5 snaps the rest of the game. Like the downside with Monty is just total
pretty bad.
disaster. Like
Yep.
5 carries for 15 yards, and that's all you get. The Chiefs' run defense is strong. Like
They're
the
good,
Chiefs' run
yeah.
defense is much better than Tampa Bay's. Things have changed. Tampa Bay's defense, a lot of pieces were lost over the offseason. A lot of bad things have happened.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay.
I
is
think I'd agree with you guys, even though I don't love Madison at all this
But
week.
it's Hopkins for me.
Yeah, we
so
were
close.
just talking
Hopkins.
so much crap about Madison, and
Hopkins
it's weird
for
saying
me
that. But
with Mixon, Hopkins with Mixon. Hopkins is so much safer.
I
I
think
think
that's fair. That's
David
fair.
Montgomery-
Volume is going to be
better.
there.
more talented than Madison, but
Hopkins and Mixon.
Yeah,
Hopkins and
the
Mixon.
volumes
Hopkins and
good.
Mixon.
Would you rather Deuce or A-Chain? Why is it Deuce? It's not. It's
A-Chain.
It's A-Chain
It's a
easily.
better prospect.
Yep, easily. And
Yeah,
so much
easily.
more draft capital.
In any context, it's A-Chain for sure,
Yeah.
100%.
Deuce Vaughn is.
No, you're not asking dumb questions. I'm here.
Not
We got
dumb
this. No,
questions.
you're asking great questions.
Look, here's what I say. If you ask a dumb question on here, you came to this show and asked, and we're here watching me. You're taking your time watching the show, and I really appreciate that. So I'm a lot more appreciative of any question on here.
Yeah.
Whereas if you ask me a dumb question on Twitter, it didn't really take much effort to do that. Anyone can do that.
Tyler loves dumb questions.
I mean, I have my block button for as long as Elon lets me have it.
I don't block people, dude. I
have blocked over 1,000 people.
I've blocked like one person on Twitter, I think.
It's so good for my algorithm because if you block people, then they can't block you. That's the thing. They don't count. So your algorithm gets negatively affected by people blocking or muting you. But if I block them first, then they can't do that.
I don't even think people. I only know of one person. Oh no, 2 people who've blocked.
You
me.
wouldn't know if people muted you.
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't
I know of 2 people who've blocked me.
Well,
I don't know if anyone mutes me.
I'm pretty sure like at least 50 or 60 people have blocked me because they get
I
tired.
know of 2. One I've never interacted with before. I have no idea why. And the other was a guy who tried to roast me and then got kind of shown up.
Aw. Well. Oh, someone just asked me on Twitter, when people ask terrible questions, do you ever feel like giving terrible answers? Sarcastic for your line of work. I give people terrible advice. Absolutely, I do.
Tyler, yeah, of course.
100%.
Yeah,
I have always said
that's
that
something
when I walk away from the industry, I'm going to keep the account and just answer every question with the opposite of what I'd actually do. Just to torture people. After I'm done, I'll keep my followers.
This Jason Burrow really close. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go Jason Burrow though.
I will as well. Burrow and Hurts are very close to me. I obviously would lean Hurts, but it's not a biggest difference in the world. But Chase over Ayuk and DK.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chase and Burrow.
Yep.
Very fair.
It's a really close trade though.
I'm a little out on DK.
Yeah, same here.
I like DK.
I like him, but he's not Chase.
Jason.
No.
There's a lot of pieces here.
Jason
Lawrence, Hill. I guess that's Tyreek. Hawk.
Yeah.
JSN. Zay.
Oh my
Flowers?
God. Jeez.
Get Kyler, Devonta Smith, Pickens,
324
and 3. Oh, so the 324 firsts are really wild.
It's the second side, I think.
I guess it has to be because
because of the 3 first.
Debo and Zay Flowers are pretty similar, and Smith and Tyreek are actually relatively similar.
Yep.
And then,
Hawk, Jason, Lawrence,
Pickens and I love
Tyler
JSN. And a first.
God, this is close. It's actually closer than I originally thought.
Close. It's close. I'm gonna lean toward the 24 firsts, but it's not ridiculous.
No, it's not.
That's tough. I'm personally pretty. I'm really high on Lawrence. I like Hawkinson. I love Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Like Zay Flowers a lot.
Yeah.
I'm personally a little higher on a lot of the players on the first side and a little lower. I'm not biggest fan of Pickens. Debo's a nah for me. Kyler, I'm worried about.
I'm not a fan of Debo.
Kyler, I'm worried about. 324 first.
But I do like Pickens, I think, more than most.
I'm fine with him. I'm kind of on market with Pickens. I love Devontae Smith, but Kyler I'm worried about because of a trade. I think I just barely lean the Lawrence side. It's so close.
I'll tell you that I could only ever see myself doing this trade to get the 324 first. This is not a trade I would ever consider in this direction. It's just not my style. Hall, Hollywood, or Pickens in my flex. Non-PPR. I said Hall. I did. I think I'm just going to be on an island with Hall.
Brees
It's
Hall.
also non-PPR.
When you're talking about Hall compared to the other 2 people, Hall. I think Hall has the most upside for sure. If everything goes well and he's ready to go.
I mean,
non-PPR.
Non-PPR, it's so hard. Running backs just score more than receivers.
Mm-hmm. They do.
On average.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Hall too.
And these receivers are not, Hollywood playing for the Cardinals and Pickens playing in San Francisco are not high on my list of receivers guys,
but
they're not high on my list of receivers I would put down for a touchdown. Hollywood is close to the bottom of actual playable receivers that I would put down for a touchdown.
Oh yeah, Hollywood's low. But for Pickens,
I think Hollywood's unstartable in a non-PPR. I don't think there's any reason to start him without the PPR. I can't play Hollywood.
But Pickens though, I would. Pickens, they love just throwing it up to him one-on-one, just letting him make a play. He's really a player that just goes up and makes a play.
Against San Francisco is a terrible matchup, though.
It's a terrible matchup, though. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, terrible matchup. Yeah, I agree. It's Hall. I agree. It's Hall.
I think I just feel like there's a chance that Hall comes out and is Brees Hall, and you're kicking yourself for
We're going back to like who are you regretting benching the most?
But you could also regret it and pick it.
Most upside.
But you could also play Hall and then Pickens goes out and like Moss
Pickens is the one
somebody
with the
in the
most
end zone.
upside. But on the balance,
yeah, it's possible.
Hall, I think
Hall.
Hall is underrated. I'm seeing Hall.
I do too.
At like 30 among running backs this week, and I just don't agree. I have Hall higher.
No, yeah,
he's not dead.
I'm higher than that. He's an amazing player.
Yeah, I mean, he's
incredible
elite.
Player.
So I don't.
I freaking loved Breece Hall.
I feel a little conservative. He was like my favorite. Having him at 19.
Yeah, that's conservative. Yeah,
mostly
that feels right. To be honest, it feels about right. Yeah, I wouldn't say conservative. Personally, Ryan's back.
Yeah, the Vikings O-line is not.
Hey, Ryan.
It could be better.
Yeah.
Noah Gray for a second. Yeah, I think a second was asking too much. I think a third maybe you might have.
Hey, maybe he gets that counter though. For a third.
It doesn't sound like he got any.
Why he said
you did Noah Gray in a third for a second though, right? Do you think you could get away with that?
Rejected by so many people.
Because I would 100,000% do that.
Yeah. I don't.
Did you at least do a 2025 second?
I think you should try for a third. I think that would be a steal if you could get that. I think the second. I don't think anyone is giving up a second for a tight end. For running back, maybe, but for a tight end that they've never heard of, no.
No, yeah. No.
Well, I mean, that would certainly hurt.
That would very much hurt.
Defense is. Everyone always thinks the Chiefs' defense is a sieve, and because it used to be, and it's not a sieve.
No.
Plus, it also the problem is more the game script than the run defense. Yeah. I mean, I don't think the Chiefs' run defense is not the best in the league, even with Chris Jones. The problem for David Montgomery is the game script.
Is the
game script, and he's someone the game script doesn't favor him, and he could just be scripted out, and he absolutely could be. I'll play DeAndre Hopkins. I get the idea of starting Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert is someone who I think the Chargers are a decent matchup. Chargers run defense.
I think Raheem Mostert's a great play, honestly.
But
I'm in on Mostert this week.
Raheem Mostert to me, I think is just washed up, and I'd rather. He looked washed up last year. I'd rather play DeAndre Hopkins. I just can't. I can't trust Raheem Mostert. If Chris Brooks ended up being the starter this week, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I would bet on him being Mostert. He was very relevant in fantasy last year, averaged almost 5 yards a carry. I thought he looked pretty good. I think he still looked explosive, relative, very, very fast when he was healthy. And he's the only healthy back right now. Like, I think Mostert is a guy that you can really realistically, like if you're really suffering with injuries or there's something wrong with your team, like if you're losing Alan Taylor or a Kupp or you're really losing out somewhere else, like
this is the wrong.
I think Mostert is a very reasonable start. What?
DeAndre Hopkins is so much.
I would start Hopkins over him.
I was just everything you're saying. I agree with. I really do. It just
Raheem Mostert would be more interesting if he appeared in.
I agree too. It's Hopkins.
If he appeared in this question, this is the right question for him.
Oh, I'm going Raheem Mostert. I think in that question.
Yeah, I would go Raheem Mostert in this question
over those four.
But he's not in this question.
Yeah, I would completely agree. That's great. Yeah,
Breece Hall or James Conner. I will go against the ECR by a lot and go with Breece Hall.
I'm going to go James Conner here.
I will play Breece Hall.
I can't. I just can't do it.
I think
it's going to be very bad. I mean, we're talking about a game at Washington.
They're going to be
not excited about at Washington.
They're going to be.
I don't think this is why I don't want to draft.
I think James Conner could have 10 targets. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is why I don't want to draft James Conner
because he's always going to be on the field, and they're going to be behind. They're going to target him. They have no one else to target.
Well, no, they do have other people to target now. That's the difference. Things, they have more.
Clayton Tune as a quarterback is going to be dumping off the football all the time because he's going to be under pressure.
Is Clayton Tune? I mean, is Clayton Tune actually going to start? I think so.
Doesn't matter. Josh Jobs is a non-mobile veteran quarterback. He'll dump off as well. It doesn't matter. Whoever starts is dumping off to James Conner a ton. He will get 6+ targets easy.
So are you going with Breece Hall or James Conner?
I'd go with Hall. I'd still go with Hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna go James Conner here. Personally,
It is closer than Tyler's making it
had
to be.
5 rushing touchdowns.
I agree.
And 544 rushing yards in his final college season. So he can run.
He had 500 rushing yards.
500, yeah. 500
that's actually pretty impressive.
Final college.
I knew he was a rusher, but that's
especially considering you get negative yards for every sack in college. That's actually
exactly. No, that's
more than Joe Burrow or Justin Fields ever had.
That's more than I realized.
Comparison.
Not gonna lie.
So
for sure,
I would not be penciling in. And also, you can look at what the Cardinals did in camp. Their offense, the offense has changed with Michael Wilson. Their offense has changed. They're playing a lot of base 12, and they're utilizing Hollywood Brown as the short area threat, and Michael Wilson is playing their X receiver role. And then when we go to slot snaps, Rondale Moore comes in and he takes that kind of short area role. So I'm very skeptical that I'm just going to have magical targets to James Conner. They have a lot of options, even if they're all bad. That's the other thing. Plus, James Conner is good in pass protection. And I think given how much of a disaster the offensive line is, or honestly everything is, I think that there's possible. Trey McBride was not drafted for his ability to do pass protection. He doesn't know how to do that.
He can block.
McBride can block. He's an all-round.
He can block. I agree. He wasn't drafted for that reason.
That's not his area of expertise.
It's not.
When was he blocking in college? How did he accumulate 1,000 receiving yards? What snaps was he blocking on? When was he used in that as a blocker? So he wasn't really.
I know we were just talking about Breece Hall being, a lot of upside, but
Zach Ertz
a lot of downside. Dalvin Cook's going to be involved. Yes, I would start Breece Hall over Marquise Brown and George Pickens, but I'm going to go James Conner here for the safety.
I just have a worry that the Cardinals, there is a level at which your offense is so bad that it makes everything just is a no-go. I need to see that the Cardinals are not that before I run to start. Like, I have Hollywood Brown at wide receiver 36. Like, I need to see that there's a difference between being bad and being incompetent. I need to see that they're just bad before I'm willing to risk starting any of these players, because you don't have to. You don't have to. It's why I didn't want to draft James Conner. I'm very scared. That's why I didn't want to draft Hollywood Brown. Like, Clayton Tune is not an NFL quarterback. He's not.
Well, he's in the NFL, sir.
He's a backup. He's not a starter. And Josh Dobbs, we know, is not a starter if he ever goes in. He's a good, nice backup. So I just am so concerned that this offense, this head coach, is just so incompetent and, was busy working on his interview instead of preparing the Eagles defense for the Super Bowl, which he did a very poor job of doing, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm very scared that the Cardinals you have this kind of team every once in a while, not every year. Most years, all 32 teams put out some competent performances throughout the year. NFL, there's a lot of talent. And NFL teams are very resilient. They try to win. They really do. Teams very rarely tank. But every once in a while,
like
every once in a while, it does happen every few years.
It does
get
feel
a
like
team that plays like a JV team. And I am terrified that this is that one.
Having said that, I think they're going to just use James Conner. I really just think they're going to have him out there all the time. You said the pass blocking, right?
My concern is that
doesn't hurt him.
It's so bad that there's no amount of usage can save it.
10 targets.
There are just no touchdowns. There are no targets. There are no targets because we can't get the ball out. Like, this is the level of bad that I'm concerned. I would take the Commanders with whatever the points are. Whatever the points are. It's like -7.5. I would take -7.5.
Having said that, I'm going to take the safety of James Conner over Breece Hall.
I take the under too on this game. Whatever the under is, I would take the under.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
I'm just worried the Cardinals could have 0 points. 1 touchdown between the whole team. If you have 1 touchdown between the whole team, it's hard to start anyone. Like, I just have a concern about the whole offense. It's not really James Conner because of the same things I'm saying about Hollywood Brown.
Probably not going to get a touchdown either,
That's why I don't want to start Hollywood Brown, because it's hard. If you the touchdown percentage is so minimal, it's so hard to risk starting a receiver who, We saw what happened in bad offenses in Atlanta last year. The ball could be thrown. If Hollywood Brown is like not elite, I mean, if the ball is thrown 20 feet in the wrong direction, it's not going to be caught. He's not going to catch that one. I want to see what the Cardinals do. I hope Clayton Tune comes in and is good. You know, I like Hollywood Brown. I like Rondale Moore. I like Michael Wilson. They're players I've liked in the past. Or, you know, Michael Wilson is a rookie now. I hope it's a competent team. Jonathan Gannon and just everything is just so terrifying. Thanks. This one's easy. It's McKinnon.
Yeah, McKinnon. Foreman's the 3.
Yeah, Foreman is the 3.
100%.
I don't know if Foreman's the 3 right now, but Foreman's going to be the 3 very soon.
This next one by Gavin's interesting. This next question with Matt Corral backing up Mac.
I don't agree with. I don't agree with the latter at all. I actually think that the fact that they cut Bailey Zappi.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
He likes Mac, but that I think
they're trying to reestablish confidence.
They're trying to give Mac one real opportunity to be the starter with no disruptions, interruptions, or problems.
Yeah, they want.
He can't do it. He can't do it.
They want confidence. They want confidence from because the thing is, if you have Mac playing and he's struggling a little bit, all the fan base is going to.
You remember the Zappi hour?
Yeah, I remember.
I remember the Zappi hour.
All the fans are going to be saying Zart Bailey Zappi, bench Mac Jones. We saw Bailey Zappi play well, and everyone's going to be going for it, and it's going to be a problem for the organization, for Mac Jones' confidence, for everything. It's going to be a disaster. Now that you have, I think people would still root for Matt Corral to start if Mac Jones is really struggling that much, but it's definitely better. Matt Corral is definitely lower level backup than Bailey Zappi would be. At least that I would think.
I agree with that, although Matt Corral was a far better prospect than Bailey Zappi.
He was. But we at least seen Bailey Zappi play and succeed.
I don't like Matt Corral. Come on.
We've at least seen Bailey Zappi.
He was a better prospect than Bailey Zappi.
He was.
We've barely seen either.
Bailey Zappi producing.
We saw one game. And then he was really bad. And then it was really bad.
And then it was bad, yeah.
It was what Bailey Zappi was. There was some good things, but some really bad things.
Yep.
Patriots look like a dark horse for the 101.
No,
I don't think so. I think the Patriots are going to win a few games. They're not the worst.
Their defense is actually solid.
They'll be the worst.
Yeah, the Patriots. Where would I rank in terms of talent? Are probably between 20 and 25. It's
below average.
Below average, but it's not like
they'll be the worst in their division.
Roster.
I wouldn't be shocked if they go.
Absolutely, they're the worst in the division.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But
that division's kind of tough. Yeah,
Arizona is one of the least talented teams, and the other one that's really bad is actually in the same division. Rams. The Rams are starting. The wheels are starting to come off. If Cooper Kupp is not playing, we have a big problem there. They have so few talented players left. They can't afford to lose one of their best. They don't have that many.
They didn't have draft capital for
whose fault is that?
The Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, they got their ring.
They got their ring, so it's all good.
It matters. Yep, that's all that matters. Well,
should I pick up Rico Dowdle? No.
No.
Should I drop one of these players? No.
No. Yeah.
Full PPR redraft. Would I trade Josh Allen and Kupp for Trevor Lawrence and Amon-Ra?
Yes.
Sure. I think I would. Yeah, I think I need that high-end wide receiver.
Yep.
Kupp,
the difference between Josh Allen and T-Law is much less than Kupp and Amon-Ra due to Kupp's injury.
Yeah, I agree with that. I have to have Amon-Ra.
Yeah, the downgraded quarterback is
Amon-Ra is a first-round pick for me in PPR.
Really?
I have Amon-Ra wide receiver 5. Yeah, he's the first round.
Like it?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty normal. I mean,
yeah.
Without Kupp, I mean, I feel like most people.
I haven't seen him going.
Most people have Jefferson and Chase.
Oh, I see him in the first round plenty.
And then Hill and Lamb.
Oh yeah.
After that, and then the next ones are usually some combination of Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, Diggs, and Wilson. But I think in a PPR, Amon-Ra has the most value of that group.
Yeah, I have Amon-Ra at 8. I'm an 8.
Right I just don't see any reason to fade him, really.
No, there's no real reason to fade
him. In a PPR, it's hard to think of an argument against him. And in a half,
nothing.
It's easier to fade him a little bit. Do you guys do leagues with fans or subs? I want to get into a Dynasty league, but currently no one wants to. Do you?
I did it. I mean, I did that parents and kids league. I had I posted on. I did a league where I gathered parents and their kids to co-manage a team together. And because me and my dad, we're in a fantasy bowl together. We've actually started creating content together a little bit, and we have a fun time. So we want to try to share that experience with everyone else and say, hey, let's create a league. So I got 2 leagues going. I'm hosting this little tourney thing this year. So I guess you could count that. But yeah, that's something I've been working on. That's been really fun. But otherwise, no.
I really don't. I didn't even play in my own Patreon league. So, no. I don't do a lot of leagues. I'm not looking to join new leagues.
I try to say that, and then now
I'm in too many leagues.
No, I like
so many leagues.
Right now, I'm in 5, and that's even too many.
That's so great.
5 leagues all together.
That's too many. That's too many. I don't want
more than triple that.
Yeah, I don't even want to be.
I'm in literally triple that.
I just don't have time. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I'm in 17.
I just don't have time for this. Like 15. I'm too busy, and honestly, I still have fun playing, but not as much during the season. During the season, I'm just so busy that like the in-season roster management is a lot of a grind for me. My favorite time of Dynasty is rookie drafts, startup, but not as much in season. I think Corral's better, personally.
Better draft capital.
Better
just got cut. Oh, well, so did Corral, but
that's true. Corral got cut by someone else.
Yeah, you forget that. Yeah,
I think Corral is better.
For fantasy, I think Corral is a better player because I think he has.
I don't think any of this matters. I think either Mac Jones is going to succeed or the next starter is going to be an incoming acquisition. Next year's quarterback class.
Good.
We have a lot of good quarterbacks next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Many good quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
We do. I mean, Caleb Williams.
No, I'm with you.
Caleb Williams and Drake May are good, but there are others.
I think there could be as many quarterbacks drafted in the first round as we've seen in over a decade.
What about Shadur Sanders? Is that how you pronounce that? Shadur Sanders.
Don't ask me how to pronounce things right now. I've never been good at pronouncing.
He's going to be a first round pick,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Patriots could be a top few pick, but I don't know if they're going to be number one. Usually have to go 3-14.
No.
I don't know if I can see Bill Belichick going.
Especially with the Cardinals this year, you're not gonna. Yeah. They're not gonna
you'll need to be 3-14 at a minimum.
Who else could get to number 1 though? I don't know. A thought has entered my mind that the Colts could get there.
The Colts,
they could be disastrous this year.
The Rams,
if Taylor goes away. Yeah. Rams.
The Tampa Bay.
Ooh, that'd be a bad season.
Tampa Bay.
Be a bad season.
Tampa Bay. And then I also have Las Vegas on my list.
Oh yeah.
I could just see a total implosion there.
Yeah. Possible.
Tennessee maybe, but
Derrick Henry's too good. We'll get enough for that team. As long as he's
all
good.
right. We'll go rapid fire on these.
All right.
ETN and ETN and Javonte. Yeah, that's actually what I have. ETN and Javonte. As much as I don't like it. ETN's the easy one.
I'm gonna go.
The other 3 are very close.
ETN's the easy one for.
Yeah. I'm gonna go James.
It's tough to start Javonte off the end.
I like Javonte. I mean, the Raiders defense are so bad. Good. I mean, the matchup is so good. He looks good. Yeah, James Cook is playing the Jets. The matchup is really bad.
I don't want to start Javonte off the injury, but this is.
I think I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you might have
go
to.
ETN and James Cook personally.
I go.
I understand.
In PPR though, I have Javonte at 24, Montgomery at 25, and James Cook at 26.
Yeah.
So I'm not running out to start James Cook this week, though.
No.
I think the downside's pretty high.
I'm not super excited either. It's just
the Jets' run defense was strong last year. I'll take Ayuk. By far the best player here.
Easily. Yep.
Denver. Oh, that would be. Can you imagine?
Bad.
Can you imagine if Denver was the number 1 pick? That would be kind of good.
Their defense is too good. They can't get there. Their defense is just too good.
Yeah, I agree with Hutch here.
Well, I think we've already gone over 2 hours, so I think we're good. Anyone got anything else to say?
No. I'd appreciate it if any, because I'm doing the new 4-4 football show on Thursday night. So if anyone comes in and checks that out, that'd be appreciated.
Yes.
It's going to be the first show. So that'd be fun.
Do that.
It'll be live stream Thursday night.
Yeah, check that out. I'll have more shows on here. There'll be more haphazard because the shows will come when the news comes. That's the Patreon. There'll be Ask Tyler on here. And then, yeah, I appreciate all you guys for sticking with us for so long. And every week we're going to have recaps. Same time, but the show will always be a recap. And I'll probably do, since it's Tuesday night, we'll probably also do Thursday night preview in that show as a segment. So recap of the previous week and Thursday night preview will be our main Tuesday 7:30 p.m. Eastern show throughout the season. So we got something to look forward to. We got like 17 of those. So 17 straight of the same thing, but I love doing it. I love doing the recaps. I've done it for 3 years, so it'll be an exciting, fun thing to do. But until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace.
See ya.